Welcome back to ClanTour 3.0, ladies and gentlemen. We are here with the fourth and final round one match in best of three here, as we have two new teams now going at it. We have X-Arc on the Legion side going up against Slavic Angels United here on the Hellborn side. Got a chance to cast a couple of the games here from Slavic Angels United yesterday. They were the 8th place qualifying team, but they are going to be going up against a team from South America here, being X-Arc. A lot of familiar faces over there. I'm sure, John, my co-caster, welcome back. I'm sure you know a lot of these Legion players as well.
Yeah, I think I do. At least 3 of them.
We
I'm
got
not sure who's.
Kirby, Yamil, Math, Bill, and then Lucius.
Oh, yeah, then I guess I would
Gonna
know
tell
all
you
of
who
them.
everybody is there. So yeah, we finally
I'm
have
ass-
a non-European team. We're actually gonna point this out as well. I always like to do that. It is a US East server. So we'll see if the ping factors into the gameplay at all. So be on watch for the ping, of course.
It is, I mean, according to the little ping command, I mean, the pings are almost exactly identical, the averages, so
Yep.
should be a pretty even standpoint or even match from that standpoint. However, I will say that the South Americans are used to playing on high ping.
Oh
So
yeah. They don't get
whereas
the
the EU
comfort of
players
playing
are
on low
not,
ping
yeah,
like the
like the
EU
EU,
players
yeah.
typically get the 2-digit ping all the time. So gonna be
Yeah,
a very even game here for the most part. But yeah, I think we've introduced the teams quite well enough. We'll start getting into the draft here as we are underway with game one now. We have Shipper, Master of Arms, and Lodestone going to be banned out here from the Legion side. Gladiator, Monarch, and Andromeda going to be banned out from the Hellborn side. So anything stick out to you there?
no, those all look pretty standard, except for maybe Master of Arms. I think that Master of Arms is a pretty unusual ban. Um, but it kind of makes sense. It's a very, very flex hero, so I think that most people tend to run it in kind of the position 4 support, but it actually has a lot of carry potential as well. So it makes sense that maybe they don't want to deal with the unpredictable nature of such a flex hero like Moa. Also, the global ulti from Moa, just being able to make clutch saves, maybe a little bit potentially frustrating for them to play against. So, yeah.
Okay,
But
so everything else looking pretty straightforward to you. A lot of stuff we've seen either picked or banned so far today.
yeah, I think so as well. Except maybe not the Andro, but I definitely understand the Andro ban. I think that
Okay.
Andro is a really top tier support. So I mean, it definitely makes sense as a ban. Nether swap. It's not nether swap. It's like what? Dimensional rift? No, void rift.
Void Rip,
Void
I
rip.
think.
Thank you. Yeah, void rip.
Third time's the charm.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he's
You're
got
bound to get it
dimensional link.
once one of these
Yeah,
strikes.
whatever. You know what I mean. Just
I
juggling,
I get names
juggling
wrong all the
words and saying
time.
it's an ability. It doesn't
There's a
matter.
lot of skills in Han, to remember every name. That's quite,
Yeah,
impressive. I'd be impressed if you knew every single name. But anyway, we
you
have
seem to know most
Electrician.
of them.
I play this game probably too much. But we have Electrician gonna be the first pick for Hellborn. They followed up with a Glacius pick. So that's all that they're gonna reveal from their draft thus far before we get into the second banning wave. What do you think of the Electrician and Glacius picks?
I think that I like both of them. Electrician is a personal favorite hero of mine. We saw it perform extremely well in Game 2 of Backdoor Protocol versus White Flag Gamers. Glacius is a really, really fun support to see, though. Synergizes really well with Electrician, just giving the additional max mana to
My life
Electrician.
is for soul to
But at the
use or
same time, it
discard.
has a really strong lane presence with the massive AoE slow from Glacial Blast and the Ice Imprisonment lockdown. But the signature spell of that hero is the Glacial Downpour, and there's nothing quite like witnessing a clutch Glacial Downpour just like turn the tide of a team fight. It's really, really a spectacle to see. So if he can manage to get a portal key, or even just find himself in like some sort of insane position in the middle of the trees and start channeling that ability, it's always so fun to see that come out and just like annihilate people.
Oh yeah, Glacius definitely has the potential to deal lots of damage in team fights. We'll see. We'll see how he does here in game one. But there are two more picks. We have the Engineer and the I-Core. So a pair of supports perhaps picked up by the side of X-Arc. Do you like the Engineer and I-Core pickups? We saw I-Core in the last series. It didn't end up working out for B Pro, but it was still fun to see the I-Core pickup.
Well, I love the Magnus pick. It's a pretty. I know you didn't mention Magnus, but yeah, Magnus was their first pick, and it's such a staple first pick hero. And then they pair it well with the NG. I think this is going to be a Magnus NG man up lane. Um, it's pretty cookie cutter, but it's cookie cutter for a reason. It's an extremely strong lane combo. Ichor's, I just anticipate a 2-1-2 based off of what I see from Legion right now. And it seems like Ichor is just going to be the lane support for whichever, main farmer they decide to go with. And Magnus and NG are just going to try and wreak havoc in whichever long lane they try to go, or whichever lane they go into, which is probably the long lane. And
Okay.
yeah, I think it's a solid lineup so far.
Okay, so we see both sides still need a carry. Thus, we see a lot of carry bans taking place here. We have Puppet Master, Clanks, and Oogie going to be banned here from the Hellborn side. First Clanks ban, I will say, of the day. We haven't seen any Clanks picked up today, but he has definitely proven to be quite powerful in previous tournaments. So we're not going to see Clanks here in this game. I wonder if we will see any Clanks actually throughout the remainder of this tournament. That's going to be quite interesting. But Swiftblade, Sir Bensington, and Drunken Master banned from the Legion side. Anything else maybe besides the Clanks stick out?
I think that Drunken Master is kind of an interesting ban. It's not one that I would have expected to see like in the competitive setting, but I understand it from a player standpoint. I personally hate playing against Drunken Master, like at least in the mid lane. It's a really frustrating hero to deal with. It kind of counters pretty effectively a lot of heroes, especially projectile-based heroes with the stagger, and it just puts out a surprising and dangerous amount of damage with the 3-point strike combo as soon as it hits level 6, and then it just has really good lane sustain. So it kind of just checks off all of these like frustration factors that sometimes you just don't want to deal with, and so you just get rid of it.
Kinesis.
Okay, so yeah, we saw Drunken last game. That one was quite good. They ended up getting that win in that game 3. But we have Kinesis here and Rally, not in that order, but Rally into Kinesis. So it looks like we're going to have a core Rally, possibly core Kinesis, actually. I mean, both those heroes could be played as supports or core heroes. Um, is there, would you rather see one of the other receive farm and the other be played more in a secondary supportive role, or do you think it doesn't really matter how they choose to run
I
the
would
heroes?
rather see Kinesis in the farming role over
Oh,
Rally in this
okay.
game.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and it's almost entirely because of the presence of Magnus. I mean, anybody who's heard me talk about Kinesis before knows that, I mean, anybody who just understands the hero, I would say,
Bravo.
understands the value that Kinesis brings to the
Hi,
table as
I
soon
am
as
Sapphire.
the enemy team has a hero like Magnus or Bubbles or let's say a madman or just something
Yeah.
that has a really
Great
really strong
mobility.
q ability.
Yeah.
Um, and as soon as one of those abilities is present, I think that kinesis's effectiveness just kind of just multiplies. And now that kinesis is going to have lava surge available to him, I think that he's going to be able to have a lot of presence
Forsaken
as a mid
Archer.
laner. If he's able to like get a portal key with a decent timing, like just having a portal key to lava surge into like his traditional combo setup, it's really really devastating. Uh, you know, the thing about he's the thing about lava surge on kinesis is it's like he's even better with it than Magnus because of the inherent defense, right? If you get a
Hmm.
line stun on like two heroes with lava surge,
Let's
you
get
have
it
like a full
on.
shield, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so you just come out of this lava surge line stun just like a buff animal, and you just start to go to town on
I
people.
like
Like
your
it's
analogy
just
there. That was a good one. No pun there. We didn't have the third pun of the day, but it was a good analogy nonetheless. Um, We'll talk about the last few picks here because we are underway. We have the Forsaken Archer hard carry for the Hellborn side. That was their 5th and final pick. So we've been seeing some Forsaken Archer throughout the tournament, and she definitely has been performing quite well. And on the side of Legion, we had both the Bramble and the Sapphire pick, John. I am so excited to see Sapphire here. I know you love Kinesis and Electrician, but I love Sapphire. He's one of my favorite heroes, and he's going to be piloted by the carry here for the Legion side.
Oh, Sapphire
So,
is really, really strong. Kinesis, by the way, scouting out, porting down to the bottom lane. So he's actually the suicide laner for, gosh, remind me what this team's name is, like Slavic something?
Slavic Angels United. You can call them SAU if you'd like, or
Okay, SAU,
I don't know
yeah.
how to SAU. I don't know if we can say that, but however you want to call them. However you want to call them.
I think SAU is good, but yeah. So Kinesis out here for SAU, just porting into the bot lane at the same time that Icor does, and just kind of sniffs out this ward that Icor has. So really nice heads up gameplay from Kinesis here.
Had a second rev board, by the way.
Yeah, I don't really
Investing
know
quite a
why
bit of gold
I guess
here.
he wants to block the pool camp potentially.
Maybe.
Yeah,
He's gonna go ahead and do that. So gonna have the medium camp here to work with. Maybe he'll look to throw some creeps into the camp there with his telekinetic control. We'll see if he skills that right away or not. It is going to be looking like a 2-1-2 setup from Legion. Hellborn going with the more standard lane setup, I would say, with the 3-1-1. They're going to go Forsaken Glacius Rally, defensive tri-lane, get the Forsaken Farm, rotator into the jungle. We've seen this strategy plenty of times, but Magmus Engineer, they're going to be going up against the tri-lane combo. And then Kinesis 1 versus 2 against Icor and Sapphire. We already have action in the top lane. Engineer is going to throw out a keg stun. He's going to keg both the Glacius and the Rally. Now, I think he might have used his golden apple. Magmus does have a Lunar Tier for a Lava Surge. He's going to actually stun all three. Engineer stuns the Glacius. They kind of half committed there, but I think Rally is not going to be in range for a Compel. And if anything, this bought a lot of time. Maybe Forsaken missed a couple of creep kills, so they do not die and give up the Bloodlust there.
Yeah, I mean, that was just extremely well played. You know, Magnus was some really top tier, not necessarily top tier, but
Kinesis
just...
could be in some trouble down here. She's not going to go down to the auto attacks, actually, as Sapphire only is level 1. They have the Reckless Charge and the Life Leech on the Icor.
Yeah,
Level 2, that could be a different story, though, with the Shard.
I was just expecting Engineer to die there, surrounded by 3 heroes, but Magnus was...
Great keg stun from Matt. He stuns 2 and
yeah.
pushes himself to the safety net of his tower.
Yep.
Mid lane, we have Bramble versus Electrician. Sorry, I think I cut you off there.
It's okay. I was just trying to give kudos to my boy Magnus, you know, with some well-placed lava surges to make that keg stun possible. So, because I think he got a 2-man and then a 3-man. So.
Oh, there's the Bloodlust kill. So we saw it almost happened the level 1, but now they get the level 2s, and well, Kinesis, he's not the strongest offlaner in 1v2 situations, so they get the Bloodlust actually on the Icor. That's going to either give him an early Grave Locket or potentially the Martyrs picked up. He goes for the Mana Battery, I think, and the Wind Whistle, so he values some build up here. Top lane, we have a freeze coming out on the Engineer. This looks like it will be a kill. Magmus not going to stun into that, as that could have been his own death as well. But they continue to keep the tri-lane versus the dual lane.
Yeah, just in this early situation, it looks like the slight favor for the Legion side. They have you know, 3 heroes kind of above 250, whereas Hellborn only has 2. So, but you know, I mean, such leads are really
Middle lane, the Engineer rotation is going to take out the Electrician here with the help of Bramble. Great kill there on the Elec. That's going to give Bramble a good start here. He's 13-3 against 12-0, but he's going to take about 100 gold per minute lead here against the Electrician.
Yeah, and I actually kind of want to comment on, you know, this Bramble pick. You know, it was kind of a curious ban that came out in the last game of last series, but now I might actually be brought to a full understanding of why people find this to be a ban-worthy hero. If I think that's Kirby on Bramble.
I hate playing against Bramble. I call this hero toxic. His vine wall is incredibly strong, as well as his shrubbery. Kind
Uh-huh.
of just makes him really difficult to deal with. So Engineer's rotated out of top. Magmus acting like a suicide at the moment. Gonna Steam Bath here, not give Glacius a chance to get an Ice Imprisonment off. We see Engineer stacking the jungle. He's gonna try to stack multiple camps there. Only stacks the 2, but he finds himself in invisibility. Probably hold that for the Bramble. Meanwhile, bottom lane, I missed another kill on Kinesis, but he's gonna go down there again. It's just a really difficult lane for him. I
Just
feel
the
like,
standard stuff.
yeah, the off lane Kinesis against two heroes with slows and stuns, just not very effective for him. And also, there's not really great spells for him to steal down there to keep him alive.
Yeah, that's what I was
Lane,
actually.
Magnus gets immobilized by the crippling volley. There's the rally compel. Engineer with the Kexa. Will this buy Magnus enough time to survive? It will not. I think he had the lava surge up, but maybe no mana.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know, Kinesis keeps porting down here into the bottom lane, which I guess the reason for that is he probably doesn't want to miss any experience because the wave does seem to be tending to stay kind of in front of his tower, which doesn't really seem to assist him avoiding death either way. But I was going to say I would like to see him kind of port top and just maybe assist in a kill on Magnus while also stealing Lava Surge, as he does have level 2 of Thought Steal. So.
Bottom lane, Sapphire's got the Ghost Marcher. She's trying to get in range for a stun. Doesn't get the Reckless Charge off. She's going to push him backward. Will it be enough for damage? It will, as he tries to turn it around with a Reckless Charge. Meanwhile, mid lane, the Vine Wall came out. This looks like a defensive Vine Wall as they went on him initially, using both the Compel and trying to get that grip on top, but he will survive on the Bramble for now. And Kinesis falls for the 3rd time this game.
Yeah, I mean, Kinesis is just not having a good time, so we'll see what he decides to do at this point. He comes down to bottom again. Yeah, I mean, I guess he's really just trying to fish out his level 6, you know, even though it's really, really risky for him to be down here, but you almost want to just whisper in his ear, like, change something, you've died 4 times.
We have Rally down here now. They might try to bait a go from Legion, but I wanted to get your take. I don't know how much Sapphire or how much you know about the Sapphire, or how much you play her yourself, but you choose not to go the quick shield here. Do you find that to be normal, or is that a little bit odd?
I think it's kind of situational.
Okay.
I think that, you know, the quick shield. So the quick shield has like a dual functionality, and the fact that, you know, it does give him an additional survivability, but it's also a DPS check, or a DPS
right
increase, you know, because it does give attack speed. But I guess what he's...
Top lane, we have the piercing arrows taking out the Magnus. Double immobilize, that's pretty tough for Magnus to deal with. He gets caught by one of them, and it gets stuck in the piercing arrows. Pretty straightforward kill there, only level 5 on the Magnus.
Yeah, I was just going to say, my thinking is that he decides he wants to max Reckless Charge because it gives, you know,
More
additional lockdown.
More damage.
Yeah, more damage. So there is that DPS increase there, and also increased damage dealt without without Kinesis being able to do anything in response. And then decides to max the Sapphire, or the Unstable Shard, so that he can transition into the jungle and kill stacks more effectively. And then I guess he just feels like he's not taking any pressure at all, so he doesn't need the survivability aspect of the shield.
Okay, fair points. It's going to come into play later for sure, increase his farm speed and whatnot, but he's already looking to rotate into the jungle. He has the level 3 Unstable Shard, which is what he's going to use to farm the camps here. He's going to work on one of them, at least for now. You can see how quickly the Sapphire takes out jungle stacks. You know, we always think about Forsaken, how fast she can rotate into the jungle, but we don't get to see a whole lot of Sapphire. This hero definitely able to keep up with a hero like Forsaken in at least the farming aspect.
Oh yeah, this damage output right now is pretty nuts for a level 7 Sapphire with no items, being able to just annihilate triple stacks like this.
He's already almost up to 500 gold per minute. He's level 7. Picks up a broadsword. Is it safe to say that that will be a shroud? I think we typically see the shroud on Sapphire.
Yeah, shroud and then rift shards probably.
Okay.
I don't
Maybe a
know.
shrunken head somewhere in there.
Yeah, I don't know. Is rift shards first a thing you can do on this hero?
Oh yeah, you can crit on the shard, but I think we'll see maybe the Ganjuro and the Shrunken before a Rift Shards pickup comes out. I think we tend to see Rift Shards a little bit later in the game.
Yeah. Now that would make sense. I mean, I think that whenever I play versus this hero, because I don't play it myself very often, I've played it a handful of times, but I see almost always Shroud first making its way. So
We have Electrician doing some jungle stacks with Rally. We touched upon that in a previous series today. We see him rotating into the jungle with the sorcery boots.
yeah, I mean, we'll see if you know, the big story of this game though is to see exactly how FA is able to keep up and farm with Sapphire. Right? You touched on it that we view Forsaken Archer as this, you know, traditional stack farming beast, while Sapphire kind of flies under the radar, but we just kind of put it on the map for everybody by witnessing it in this game. But yeah, I mean, FA I think is going to be able to match her farm. Maybe Sapphire's had a really good time at the bottom lane because she has you know, killed Kinesis. I mean, they both had the same score, 201, but Sapphire has just, you know, how many stacks does she take out? 4. So she just has
something like that. We have initiation at the bot river here. See if Icor can hold his ground. He has his blood rush if he wants to use that. The shard gonna miss there. There's the bind wall though. Electrician actually can sneak through that. I think he might still fall though. 4 heroes here for the Legion side. Gonna catch him out. I wanted to talk about this. Oh, actually, I can't do it anymore. There was a rev ward down in the bot lane. I wonder if you had seen that. This ward placed by Rally. It actually just barely missed the rev ward. Or the rev ward barely missed the sight ward. I don't know if you had spotted that, but it was.
I actually don't. I don't know
it was
what.
Really close, but yeah, it's hard to bring it up now
or?
as the rev ward is gone. Yep.
Oh, okay.
But that ward was spotting Sapphire for quite some time, so he was trying to be sneaky in the trees there. Top lane, we have a dive on the Magnus. The tower is going to go down. They're not going to commit to the dive, just pressure him off a potential deny. We have a port coming into the mid lane here. We'll see if they want to go for the Bramble. He has Plated Greaves investments picked up. He is quite tanky, and they also have some mines here placed from Engineer. These are level 3 mines, so that deals, I want to say like around 600 to 700 damage worth of magic damage, more or less. Could definitely help him survive a potential gank or turn a kill.
Yeah, those 3 spider mines are going to total up to 810 magic damage. So, and
Minus
they
reduction,
level
course,
as
yeah.
he plays. They level as he levels the ability, right? Even after they've been
Yeah.
placed.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, not all gadgets work like that too. I think like Emerald Warden traps don't level up as you place them. They always stay the same level that they were when you place them. Engineer could be in some trouble here. Invis Electrician. I think this will be a kill. See the freeze coming out. He's gonna kick himself backwards, but not enough.
So Sapphire is level 11 now with the Shroud. So I'm kind of curious. I'm making a prediction that he's going to try and get his first gank going right now.
So if you're Sapphire, which hero are you looking to try to set a gank? Try to set up a gank on?
I'm trying to kill FA, but you know, it's not the easiest thing to pull off, especially because he's deep in the jungle now, and with no intel on where. I mean, he knows that FA is in the jungle, but he doesn't know exactly where. So it looks like he's just kind of making his way into the mid lane, and yeah, might just go ahead and
Might get the Electrician here. He opens up with the shroud. There's the shard, the Bramble wall as well. Electrician holds his ground for quite a while, but it will be a kill.
And in all honesty, that's almost as good as FA, that Electrician kill. You know,
so I wanted to take a look at the. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying, Electrician is one of these heroes that kind of needs that continued snowball, needs that really, really strong performance throughout all stages of the game, or else he can just kind of taper off.
The Eldorado Magnus here. I think they want to go for a fight. No, Electrician is still dead for 14 seconds. Magnus is going to go in, thumbs up the rally. Did they have the lockdown to bring him down? Piercing Arrows is there, and this is going to be disastrous for the Legion side. 4 players are going to go down. The Glacial Downpour and the Piercing Arrows doing so much work. The bait encounter was successful from the side of SAU, and they take 4 kills there in exchange for that Electrician death about 30 seconds prior.
Yeah, they get the tier 1 tower from Sapphire, but that was beautiful. And I think, yeah, it was a Lava Surge from Kinesis that kind of assisted in setting that up. Yeah, it doesn't really get much better than that from what you just saw in the mid lane.
Oh, Sapphire just charges into the tower. This could be pretty dangerous. Now, he does use the Stay Still, aka the Crystallize, but he will actually get himself to safety. And that will be no harm done, but boy, that was scary for the Sapphires. He actually almost put himself in a really dangerous position there.
Yeah, I wasn't quite aware of that. The Reckless Charge works like that, where it's going to chase the Kinesis after he gets the Lava Surge off all the way into the tower range. So, yeah, that was pretty risky. Didn't expect it to happen, but you know, the Crystallize isn't going to end up saving him in the end. But Rally making a push on
up from the Rally here. Icor holds his ground, and now Rally could be in some trouble. Alex gonna throw out a Purge here. There's the headbutt from the Sapphire. The kick's on top, and Rally will go down. But again, lots of resources being used here. They get a kill on the Bramble. Picks up the Shaman Tedris. For the first time, I think this game, we see Forsaken taking the gold per minute lead over the Sapphire. And I wanted to touch upon this earlier, but the gold per minute charts are very top heavy onto both the mid and the carries for both sides. The supporting cast from both sides very, very low. But after that 4-player team fight, or 4-kill swing for Hellborn, we've seen the supports kind of boost up their gold per minutes. So the Legion side still 3 players below 200, whereas the Kinesis and the Glacius are above 200 here.
Yeah, Kinesis and Glacius are almost at 300, right? I mean, I'm really surprised by how well of a time Glacius is having. I mean, I think he's... Well, he hasn't died this game, so, well, careful, Glacius.
Yeah, you almost Caster's cursed him.
Yeah,
I'm almost a little sad because I did it one time, you haven't done it yet, but that's okay. I'm sure we'll do it at some point.
Well, I kind of want Glacius to make it. I mean, he's making a push for a portal key at the moment, so I'm hoping I don't get him killed. He is 350 gold away from a portal key. I really want to see some big glacial downpours this game. So I'm hoping you make it, Glacius, old buddy.
They see Electrician go for the gnomes. No surprise there. Do you think we'll see portal key on next item, or is there anything else you should go for?
It's kind of a good question. I think that portal key would make a lot of sense on him here.
It's the Genjuro on Sapphire. He goes for the...
It's better to have it on somebody sooner rather than later. And he's the only one that's kind of... Well, I just mentioned that Glacius is about to have it, but you know, you don't necessarily want Glacius to be the only one with the portal key. Typically, Glacius portal key is going to be kind of a counter initiation style. You can be the frontline initiation with like a PK Ice Imprisonment, but ideally you want to save that that portal key on Glacius for that perfect counter initiation.
Eldorado Engineer here. There's the Vine Wall coming up. Kixon gonna knock him backwards. The port are gonna land, I believe, as Electrician is here now. He does go for a glowstone, so looks like he's going Staff of the Master. Not going to choose for the portal key route here. Do you like the Nullfire Blade pickup following the Firebrand for Forsaken here?
I love it. Well, okay, I love Nullfire Blade on FA, just as an item, but as a item, pre-shrunken head, it's pretty risky. I mean, he is a soft target, you know, only having 1k HP, but you know, Magnus doesn't have a blink yet. He can just bramble. The only thing that he really has to worry about is running into Sapphire, you know, who's ready to combo him like out of a shroud. But in that situation, Shrunken Head has a really nigh chance of saving him anyway, unless he just has like God reaction speed.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think that I think that Nullfire Blade is a fine pickup after Firebrand here.
Okay, so
No,
he's
kind
gonna soon he's gonna be able to purge the shrubbery from Bramble. As I believe
well
actually
as
you
the
can do that on level
transfusion.
2. You can do that on level 2. Level
Yeah.
3 is the self dispel.
But I correct me if I'm wrong. I believe transfusion can also be dispelled.
I believe so, but he might need the level 3 to purge it off himself. I don't know if purging the Icar will break the link specifically. I'm not sure about that.
But probably the main reason why I love Nullfire Blade on FA is because of the way that the mana burn interacts with split shot.
Electrician goes for a grip here. There's the rally. Magnus only stuns up the Electrician though, and here comes the lift from Kinesis. They bring down the Bramble. He did not get his, or actually he did get the Barrier Riddle off, but still just too much damage, and they're not able to get a counter kill here, unfortunately. I would like to see Magnus be a little bit more aggressive toward farming his portal key. I feel like he's been rather passive to a degree here. I feel like they're really lacking that initiation right now.
He's got level 2 Volcanic Touch. I mean, he could finish it in the jungle if he was just diligent about it. But yeah, he's kind of just been. I actually haven't been watching him too closely. Has he just been kind of patiently waiting behind his teammates to try and get some?
For a few minutes now, I feel like he's also falling behind the engineer in gold, which is not what you want to see. But Sapphire, she's almost got her Shrunken Head, so she does pick up the Genjuro. Gonna go for the Shrunken Head now. Maybe we'll see a big damage item following that. But Forsaken, she has the level 3 Nullfire Blade. We'll see if she goes for the Shrunken next or continues to be building into Firebrand components. Top lane Engineer, he survives. Kinesis, who didn't have his lift, so didn't have that extra damage.
Yeah, I don't know if you. So this is this is why I was saying that Kinesis needed to rotate top earlier, because I don't know if you've noticed, but you know, Kinesis, who is having such a terrible time in the bottom lane, hasn't died since he picked up Lava Surge. He's still sitting at the same 3 deaths that he's had since the very beginning of laning phase. So, you know, kudos to him.
See if we have an initiation mid lane. There's the Vine Wall. The Spore Breath is out from Bramble. He's going to get stunned up. Kegstone going to knock him back in the Vine Wall, but here comes the Glacial Downpour. The energy field is down as well. Nobody is dying just yet. Will they be able to bring down the Electrician or the Glacius? They're in the energy field. There's the Stasis Smash on top of the Bramble. And FA is now here. The Seismic Slam going to finally bring down a target, as we had all 5 players here from SAU in the mid lane. Sapphire, meanwhile, did not join this fight. He was down in the bot lane, pushing that tier 2 tower. So had they had the Sapphire damage there, I think we could have seen some good kills in that energy field, but perhaps deciding
that was a beautiful Glacial Downpour that did 0 damage because of Barrier Idol. I was just waiting for them. It was like, hello, this is a full channel Glacial Downpour. Why is your HP not dropping at all? And it's because of Barrier Idol.
That's a bit unfortunate, but again, just showing the power of the Barrier Idol this game.
Yeah.
We're going to see Hellborn go for the Legion Kongor. They have no Kongor Decimator. So they cannot get a token.
Yeah, but second Kongor buff is, you know, this type of thing, just stacking Kongor buffs over the other team really start to show up later in the game.
Oh yeah.
The Legion have destroyed
They're going to take the tier 1 tower mid lane in exchange. Magma's going to jump the Electrician here. Is there the follow-up? It looks like there will be. Glacius now, it looks like he'll be fine. They're not going to pursue for another kill. And I think Sapphire just bought her Shrunken, if I'm not mistaken. She should have that flying out to her. She's all the way up to 600 gold per minute. Look at the battle of the 2 carries, John. We have 600 on both carries here at the 23-minute mark.
But the main difference is the supporting cast, though. You know, FA supporting cast is just doing a lot better than Sapphires. But there is a portal key finally on Magnus, and it looks like Engineer probably is inching towards one if he wants it, which I imagine he does. So
Got a mine
then I
trap up
almost,
here. Speaking of him, I love to see mine traps from Engineer. We'll see if he can get any
oh
kills.
gosh,
I
wouldn't
think
it be
he can net a
beautiful?
couple of kills on the supporting
Are these
cast.
going to?
Oh, the Veiled Rot, it's gonna go on to FA. I don't think that's it. Oh my
Oh
god,
my goodness.
64 HP. That would have been a huge kill, by the way, if they killed Forsaken, but she's just tanky enough to survive that. Meanwhile, what's going on over here? Sapphire gets caught on a Rev Ward. That's bad news bears for the
Yeah.
Legion team. They miss a kill on FA with the mines, and then Sapphire gets caught in the jungle here as well. I think that was a portal
They're
key
not done.
initiation.
They are going to catch.
Magnus has been done in 4 more seconds. I'm gonna try to maybe juke in the trees here. I think he should be fine.
Yep, so I think this is definitely going to be a pretty secure. Well, they have a lot of time to wait for Sapphire to respawn, but I was going to say it looks like it's going to be a successful tier 2 tower push here in the top lane, which is just going to give the supports on Hellborn even more gold. As we see, 3 of them have portal keys at the moment, and it's going to assist Electrician in finishing his staff, who he's got to be pretty close to it at this point. I know he's died a few times, but
The Hellborn have destroyed
he's
the
got to have at
Legion
least
tower.
1 or 2 pieces in his inventory, I would imagine.
I think he's about to finish it here. The Neophyte's book, I think, is the last piece, if I'm not wrong. It is. So he should have the staff here. And I saw Mighty Blade picked up on Glacius.
Yeah, it's
He's
him.
drunken. I mean, that's a really farmed Glacius here. What should is FA buying the Shrunken here? I don't think I saw what she purchased. She did sell the Toxin Claw, I believe she had earlier.
I think that she finished Shrunken. He had the gold for Geos a little bit ago. He had 3,100 gold, so I imagine
Veiled
that
Rots here
he...
from Legion. They're gonna run in with Bramble. There's the single stun from the Magnus. They might only get the 1 kill here. Here comes the Grip as Rally's trying to hold the ground for his teammate. Glacius is gonna get stunned up. The energy field is down. It does fear up or perplex the Rally rather. The blind wall gonna miss, unfortunately, and they might not be able to pursue any further kills here. We'll see if Hellborn decides to try to turn this as we see Magnus Portal King to the mid lane, and it will be a 1-for-0 exchange here. We had lots of ultimates being used by both sides.
Yeah, I mean, I was really surprised by how long Glacius was able to last there. I don't know if you were paying attention to the fact that he was on, it looked like sub 10% HP for a matter of like 3 to 4 seconds, and even started channeling. I think he held on to his Glacial Downpour cooldown because he's like, yep, I'm dead, and then he just like realized he wasn't dying, so he's like, okay, I guess I'll cast this, and then eventually ended up dying in the middle of his channel.
Sapphire looks like she's building the Rift Shards here. Gotta say that gets me pretty excited. I want to see some big crits. I was gonna ask you if you thought she should maybe go for something like a Nullstone, but I think at this point it's probably too defensive and they have too many single target spells as well, so I think offense is probably the correct decision here.
They also have they have 2 really strong line stuns, so I don't think that Nullstone is really necessarily as big of a saver as she would like it to be.
Yeah.
So
Plus they have Ichor and Shrubbery from Bramble, so we're going to see maybe a Kong fight here. He's going to run through the Rev Wards. We'll see if they decide to make a jump now. Electrician is currently in the top lane, and I think we'll see them not go for any initiation, but that will be the 3rd Kongor kill of the game for SAU.
yeah, FA is just having this phenomenal time. I mean, I think probably going to see him finish the Geos next, right? What do you see FA picking up after Geos? Is it a Shroud? He's going to get it.
He's gonna get what?
He's definitely going to. So whatever, like he's going to be able to finish another item after Geos very soon. I mean, I'm assuming that he's going Geos instead of something like Dawnbringer.
Okay, yep.
I don't think that people go Dawnbringer on FA very commonly, do they?
They do, but I feel like Geos could be quite good this game. We have a Grip coming out on the Bramble. It looks like he's gonna die here. There's nobody in the area to keep him alive. trying to set up
Legion's
down
just-
here in the bot lane. We'll see if they can get the catch on Sapphire. Failed routing on a couple of heroes here. Rally leading the way. He could get a line stun here. He goes in, he only stuns up the Sapphire. He's gonna get stunned himself. Icor is gonna maybe sacrifice himself here, as Sapphire does get the kill there. She has the shrunken head, but she's not fighting the most. She's gonna use the crystallize, but I don't think they're looking to re-engage here, so she will part out,
Yeah, they're not.
and the fight will conclude here.
Okay, yeah. So, FA over here with 3,500. Yeah, finishes the
The
Geos.
Hellborn have destroyed a Legion tower.
Rift Shards level 2 on Sapphire. 3k gold pulled up on Electrician. Storm Spirit picked up on Kinesis.
Okay.
I like the Storm Spirit pickup. I think it's going
Kinesis
to
is
be...
setting up here in the mid lane. He could get an initiation, but I think all the TPs are on cooldown from his team.
Yeah, I'm curious what Electrician's going to build
The
into
Legion
here.
have
I
destroyed a
think...
Hellborn tower.
I don't really know. I think that Electrician is probably just going to end up going something like... I mean, I think that staffing somebody like Rally or even Glacius would have made a lot of sense. I'm not really sure what he sold in his 6 item slot. I actually would have loved seeing a free Glacius staff, in all honesty.
I think he might do it a little bit later. I think they're going to wait for Glacius to get her Drunken Head, maybe?
Uh-huh.
I thought I
He
saw
just-
a Mighty Blade on Glacius, but he doesn't have it in his inventory.
Electrician just bought something that I missed, so looks like he's got it wheeling out to himself right now.
Maybe a portal key? I'm not sure.
Yeah,
actually.
that actually makes sense. That was the correct price point. Yep, it's a PK.
We'll see
And he's holding
here.
a bound eye now, so...
Bramble, I don't think we talked too much about him. He went for Soul's Bulwark into Glowstone. FA's going to break her rod here. She has double damage. Can they lock her down, though, is the question. There's the Compel. She gets the Shrunken Head off, and she will use the double damage.
Oh, no.
Looks like it got removed, actually. But she is... No, it's still activated. Excuse me. She picks up a double tap there, as they get 3 kills in total, and the damage was humongous there.
Yeah, she ran into the center of them and got stunned, and I was like, oh no, FA, what are you doing? And then he managed to get the Shrunken Head off with the DD active in the center of all of those heroes, and I said, oh, gotcha. And he just annihilated Bria.
I think the Compel made him avoid the engine stun.
Yeah, you might be right about that.
Oh, they're gonna take out this tower here. Sapphire thinking about doing something a little crazy, maybe. She could put the shard down
The
and
Hellborn have
do some good
destroyed a
damage here,
Legion
but
tower.
I don't know. She does need to be careful. They have a bound eye. Playing with fire, more or less. Rally, I think he did an oopsie there with the portal key stun. Electrician gonna grab him up, and they're gonna fall back here. I don't think Rally meant to stun that way.
He might not have.
Maybe he did.
It looks like they might be looking to stage a Concord kill here, though. Yeah, I think that they scanned the area for wards with the bound eye and just decided that they have the high ground advantage. Now let's see here.
Interveiled rotted here. He's gonna break his rot. He does portal key. Where did he go is the question. He went backwards. They're gonna get the kill onto Electrician. Shrunken Head and Geos are activated from Forsaken Archer. Sapphire did get 1 kill to start this fight off. The energy field is wearing off now. Magmus, he is on the downhill. He does stun down the cliff. And Legion, they're on the pursuit here as Electrician and Forsaken gonna get the catch here. There's the Crystallize coming in from Sapphire. He's gonna get stunned up as he throws the shard down. He's gonna maybe get the 1 kill here. But now he's kind of a sitting duck, and he's gonna get lifted by the Kinesis, who did buyback, by the way, in this fight. And they are going to lose the I-Core as well. It is 4 for 2 plus a buyback, make it a full genocide. And SAU takes a commanding lead here, jumping out to 18,000 gold. I think we'll see their first Rax attempt here. Forsaken Archer pulling a bit ahead here, John, above the Sapphire now.
A bit? I don't know if a bit is,
The Hellborn have
which seems
destroyed
like
the
a lot
Legion
to me.
tower.
120 gold advantage whenever it's 580 versus 700 is pretty sizable.
A Legion barracks has been destroyed.
Especially like on a hero like FA, you know, I mean, Sapphire is
Legion
pretty
barracks has
devastating
been
with the well-placed
destroyed.
shard, and obviously he has the rift shards, but, you know, Forsaken Archer's kit with the split shot is just one of these mindless set it and forget it, you know, type AoE DPS abilities, so he's just able to get in the midst of them and just completely wreak havoc.
Well, it looks like they will be taking out their 4th Kongor of the game here.
Has been slain.
It's a lot of Kongor buffs.
It is, and here we see a Shroud coming out on a Forsaken Archer. Thought he had more gold though, if I'm not mistaken. I thought he had a full Chinjuro on him.
Sure.
Here's a question. Oh, there it is. Yeah, okay, he bought it. I thought he had.
Lane, we have an eruption going off. Electrician gonna get brought down here. They used Vine Wall and Eruption here for the skill, as well as Energy Fields. Denise is gonna get stunned by Magmus. Forsaken gets her shrunken head off. Engineer gonna be in some trouble here. Magmus goes down as well. And the bloodbath continues for the Archer here. She's 10, 0, and 11. 2-man stun from the Kinesis here. They're gonna catch the Sapphire. He cannot get his shrunken head off. And well, I think we might have just seen the last fight of the game.
Yeah.
The Legion team has had enough, and we will have SAU take game 1 here in this best of 3 series. Forsaken getting a little bit out of control there at the end, but final thoughts on game number 1?
That was just a game where we saw the supporting cast really kind of show up. Obviously, FA had a fantastic time, but there were just some really, really good team fight setups for FA. You know, the one that comes to mind
mid
is
lane.
that one, yeah, the one in the mid lane, real early on, where they just got like 4 kills immediately because of just the line stuns that they had, and I think that those line stuns led into a crippling volley, piercing arrow combo, and they just all got destroyed immediately. So yeah, that kind of stuff really just starts to show up throughout the later stages of the game if you can just carry that momentum. And yeah, the supporting cast on Hellborn just had a lot more at their disposal. Really early PK on Glacius, etc. So see if they can avoid you know, that going into game 2 and try to even out the match in their favor.
All right, so game 1 is concluded. Slavic Angels United takes game 1. We will go on a break here, but before we do, as always, going to shout out to Clantons who organized ClanTour 3.0. Also thanks to Frostburn and anyone who has donated and pitched into the prize pool. Again, highlights of the tournament will be posted on tiktok.com/Clanton, so make sure to follow the TikTok. We will go on a short break here. The lobby for game 2 is already underway. Don't go anywhere. Our last round 1 best of 3 match between Exarch and SAU coming up after a short break. Welcome back from the break, everyone. We are here once again with ClanTour 3.0 action coming at you. We are here in the last round of 1 match, our best of 3 match here between Slavic Angels United on the Legion side, once again taking on Exarch here on the Hellborn side. This is game 2, 1-0 lead currently for Slavic Angels United. Once again joined by EZfullClan. John, game 2 coming at you. Who's taking this game? Will we see the series conclude? Will it stay alive? And will there be a game 3? Give me your predictions.
I think the series is going to stay alive. I think that Exarch is going to adjust accordingly, and they're going to bring it home. They've already banned out the electrician. They don't want that powerhouse mid. Yeah, I think that they have something else in store for Slavic. Gosh, Slavic Angels United.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a lot of They have a lot of like token hero pickups that they have on the Hellborn side. I know that Exarch, like for instance, I think it's Lucius, right? Is their carry player, the guy that was playing
Sapphire
playing
last game. Yep.
Sapphire. I believe he loves playing Clanks and FA. Like they might try to turn it on their head and just say, "Nah, we're playing FA this game,
Monarch.
and watch how it's done." Um,
Yeah.
so I'm looking forward to exactly how Exarch decides to shake up this match to throw that curveball at SAU's face or
Okay.
around their face.
So the last couple of bands there, I don't know if we said the Gladiator, Chipper, Andromeda, and Moa. So finishing off with 3 support bands, the Gladiator also getting banned. I think these are all straightforward here. We have a first pick of Monarch. I can't say I'm too surprised by that. I've seen a lot of first pick Monarchs today. Um,
Was it banned last match? I feel like it was banned
I
last
think it
match.
was banned last
It's
match,
the
and
only reason
perhaps
it
for
wasn't.
the maybe for the electrician pick or one of the other ones in its place. But
Yeah, something like that.
yeah, but Hellborn team, they're gonna kind of think about what they want here. They got 2 picks, of course, coming up, and then
I
we'll
also
get
feel
thrown
like
back to
Oogie
Legion for
wasn't
2 more.
banned, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think Oogie was banned last match
I think you're probably correct, but I cannot remember what heroes were banned in its place.
either. But it doesn't really matter. Yeah, Monarch first pick. We'll see exactly how Exarch decides to address that fact. They are taking a lot of time considering their first pick, burning almost 50 seconds of their extra time. Over 50 seconds now.
Yeah, they're dipping down to 20 seconds left. I hope they do save themselves some time
Rhapsody.
here in the draft. They're gonna open up with the first pick, Rhapsody. So we see a support coming through, but they do have to pick one more. So continuing to use their overtime here.
Kinesis.
They're gonna go with the Kinesis. So they do not pick up the Magnus this game. That was their first pick last game.
Engineer.
Maybe going to try to deter a Magnus pick from the
Puppet
Hellbarn
Master.
side, but we see Engineer and Puppet Master going to come out here. That's a pretty scary tri-lane, if I do have to say so. If they
Yeah,
did
that's
decide to run a
fierce.
tri-lane, that's a pretty nasty one up there with the best of them. So if they run a tri-lane here on Legion, John, should Hellborn look to fight that or try to maybe avoid it and pick some other stuff? What do you think their best course of action here is, kind of seeing the Puppet Master pick coming out?
I'm going to go ahead and just say avoid, given the fact that they already have a Rhapsody pickup, and I really don't. I don't like Rhapsody in an offensive tri lane, um,
Okay.
personally. I think that it shines a little bit better with levels, um, and just it kind of shines in that 2v2 situation because Disco Inferno is actually deceptively strong against 2 heroes. Against 3, when you're under leveled, not so much. So yeah, I would kind of like to see them avoid the tri lane situation. Try versus try, rather.
Okay. We're almost done with the second banning phase here. So far we have Adrenaline and Rally. Um, Rally was picked up last game, so that is in response to game 1. Adrenaline I don't believe was banned nor picked last game. They decided to get rid of that one.
That's a hero that I don't really know very much about since it has been changed. I think I read through the ability list like one time and never actually played the hero after it was reworked myself, and very rarely see it in my games. So yeah, I just know that it's got this little ring ulti that that people aren't able to escape from, right? If they jump out of it, they kind of just get ported back inside.
Yep.
So I know that is a thing with that hero. But other than that, I don't really understand it too well.
Pretty mobile, pretty tanky, throws shards at people, does lots of damage. Pretty annoying hero. I can understand the ban. It's a hero that Legion does also like to run occasionally, so the ban is warranted here, I would say. And they last ban the Flux as well. That will be their third ban.
Calamity.
We have Swiftblade, Corrupted Disciple, and Clank, so 3 carry bans from the Legion side. So once again, they go ahead and ban the Clanks.
Yeah, it seems like they know that the carry player on Exarch just loves that hero and performs really well with it. I'm pretty sure I've seen him. I've been in the caster chair while he has
Soulfist.
wielded Clanks before, and I think that
Probably.
I remember him doing very well with that hero. That's
Well,
why
he's
that
gonna get
hero.
Calamity this game instead.
Yeah, so he does get Calamity, which is also another pretty fierce hero, but I don't think that it. Do you see Calamity? Just kind of to go and talk about, your earlier question about do they try versus try? That was a lot of tries. Um,
Try the try.
it was 3 tries.
Kraken.
Um, anyway, yeah. Do you even think that Calamity has potential in a tri lane if they wanted to even try that setup?
I think she rather would have lane experience rather than be starved of XP. I don't think she necessarily shines level 1, 2, 3. I think she takes some time to get going.
Right.
But I'm not sure. I don't think we'll see the try versus try, but again, anything's possible. I think we had the Cthulhuphon pick coming out before that, so they do pick up a Strength
Defiler.
Initiator, and they will last pick the Defiler. So they go this kind of dual core lineup. It's not all in on the Calamity, which I do like. I feel like the backup core to the Calamity is quite good here, and Defiler is a very solid backup core for that mid lane as well. But we had Solstice coming out into a Kraken pick. And I want to get your take
Yeah.
not only on the solstice specifically, but how you think that they're going to run this setup here from Legion.
Let's get it on.
It's a good question because, the Solstice picks seem to, you know, make us fall flat on our face with our ideas of them running a tri lane, right? It looks like they're just going to be running a dual lane bot with a jungle setup.
I think they're going to run
Or
offensive try with Solstice
yeah,
solo bottom.
okay,
I think Kraken
yeah,
is
all
mid
right,
no matter what here. And I think that they want the Solstice to kind of flash farm, like he can push out the wave and then maybe go into jungle as well. I already see an engagement here on the Rhapsody. Looks like everyone TP'd up here. Rhapsody also ported up here, so that was kind of awkward. And, well, Rhapsody avoided death, so that's pretty good, I would say, if you're the Hellborn side, because you got 3 teleports out of the Legion
yeah,
side. That's 150 gold that they don't really get what they wanted out of it, which was that Bloodlust kill. And then we have the Cthulhuphon Kinesis lane going to go up against the Solstice. I don't know if they'll keep Kinesis down there, and then at the same time, if Kinesis rotates out of bottom lane, can Cthulhuphon even contest the Solstice, do you feel like? How do you
um,
think that matchup should go?
I don't think that Cthulhu font like pushes Solstice out of lane, but I don't think that Solstice really pushes Cthulhu out of lane either. So it's just kind of, to me, that 1v1 just looks like one of these little stalemates that, end up just being a little farm trade.
Look what they're doing
Um,
here on Hellborn. They're lane swapping. Cthulhu's gone to the top lane. We might see Kinesis. I don't know if they're going to keep Kinesis with Calamity, but for now, the Rhapsody's headed back to the top lane. I guess we'll see Cthulhuphon and Rhapsody up top versus the dual lane. Now we have
and
Engineer rotating to bottom with the Solstice, I guess. So it's going to shape up into 2-1-2, but not the kind of setup we were expecting, I feel like.
not at all. I don't even think that they were expecting the way that these lanes shaped up.
Engineer starting mid, actually, against the Defiler here with the Kraken. I think Defiler should be just fine for the early few levels. I think with the Siphon Soul, she has enough sustain. Now, she does have the Wave of Death for now, but I think she'll be a little bit too hard for them to kill, perhaps. I hope I didn't Caster's Curse Defiler there, but it's your job, by the way, to Caster's Curse next, so don't make me look too bad here,
Yeah. Well, I'm not as seasoned at doing it as you are, so I'll have to ask for forgiveness on that front.
So what do you think about the top lane here? Cthulhuphon goes in with a charge. He actually misses. Puppet Master doesn't use the Puppet Show just yet. They're going for the Rhapsody here. Cthulhuphon uses the Obliterate on the Puppet Master. Monarch could maybe get a kill here on the Rhapsody. We see Kinesis porting in. There's the Staccato stuns as Kinesis ports in. There's the Trample. This will be the Bloodlust kill. No Golden Apple gets used. And we see Monarch go down. So Exarch takes the first kill of the match.
Well, it looked like the lane was going really, really well for SAU early on, but that it was a very key rotation from Kinesis. who's going to make this double stack here in the jungle and also camp the top of the moon. And so we'll see what he decides to do, if he's going to decide to. Looks like he's going to bump into Monarch if Monarch isn't careful.
Monarch gonna run into Kinesis here. Trying to juke in the trees here.
Kraken and Defiler are duking it out over the bottom rune.
Like
Kraken picks it up, but
takes
he's
away
very,
the
very low.
illusion rune here. Gonna throw out the wave. Oh, takes out the Kraken, 22 HP. Kirby's probably not too happy, but probably gonna force him back to base.
But Solstice is kind of doing exactly as you anticipated, right? He's at 400 GPM right now, very early on, hitting 400 GPM because of the way that he can kind of, as you mentioned earlier, push out the wave with the cleave and just immediately
Trample
transfer.
top lane. Puppet Master's gonna be in some trouble. There's a Keg stun on the Cthulhu Fought. The Rhapsody's chasing with the dance floor, and they will bring down the Puppet Master. Engineer and Monarch gonna be forced to fall back. Now I don't think we'll see a chase here. Oh, we could see a cliff walk coming in from the Monarch. He's trying to go down the cliff, and he will go down the cliff. Great use of game mechanics there from the Monarch. And well, they get the one kill on the pup. It's still gonna be quite good. Hacker confirmed.
Yeah, I mean, cliff walking is a thing, and for those that know how to utilize it, more power to you, honestly.
So Solstice is actually the top farmer of the game here. 450 gold per minute. This is without any kills, by the way. He's on 39 creep kills at 350. That's pretty impressive, to say the least. Calamity, she's playing kind of an offlane role, which is kind of odd in itself, but she's on 22 last. It's not doing too poorly herself, just doesn't have the jungle to work with for now.
Yeah, she's got about, I would say she's got about 2 more minutes of freedom here in the bottom lane, right? As soon as it transfers into nighttime for Solstice, Calamity is going to be in a really dangerous spot. Yeah, she's food. Like right now, the stun isn't enough for Solstice to bring her down, but as soon as Shadow Dash becomes available with, oh gosh, I can't even remember what the nighttime ultimate is called for Solstice, but in the top lane, a double trample.
They take out the Puppet Master. There's the crystals on the Engineer. He has an apple and a health pot, but I don't know if he gets out of this. He gets the health pot cancelled. One more auto attack from the Rhapsody. They will take him out. There's another trample on the Monarch. We have a hasted Defiler here. This will probably be a 3rd kill. And Ektark looking really good here to start off game 2. They take a 5-0 hero kill lead as Kinesis revives on very low life. And well, outside of the Solstice farming really well, I would say everything considered, laning phase going quite well for Hellborn team here.
Absolutely, it's going swimmingly. Outside of the fact that their main core hero, Calamity, is kind of not really having the start that she wants, just being barely above 300 GPM, but she hasn't died yet. She's got Ghost Marchers. She should be able to kind of make her way into the jungle with just a few levels and be able to maybe clear out some of those stacks that have been made in the center of the jungle, provided they aren't taken by Defiler. But even Defiler is a little bit under-leveled. Only level 5. Obviously, he was going against the dual lane Kraken Engineer early on. But, yeah.
Bottom lane, Monarch goes down as the supports rotate in. Calamity wants more, though. She actually did use her Sunder's Vault for that kill, so doesn't have it for the Puppet Master. But we have retaliation here in the works from the side of SAU. This could be dangerous for Calamity. Here comes the charge from Solstice. Puppet Show comes in on top, and we'll see if they can keep her alive. Calamity's holding her ground for now. Puppet Master's very low, though. There's the golden apple. They're going to take out the Puppet Master, and Calamity gets stunned up by the Kraken. She will fall as well. Now Rhapsody is on the run as Solstice going to throw out another charge. Couple more hits should be enough here. One more, the heal is going to save him. And it will actually just be a 1-for-1 there, following that Monarch kill. So, not the most dangerous spot for Hellborn to be in. Only losing the Calamity, but still getting the Puppet Master.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it is core for core, as Puppet Master and Calamity are kind of fulfilling the same role on the teams, but you know, Calamity's just having a much better time with Puppet Master right now, so I think they're happy to make that trade at the present moment. Kind of shut down one of the heroes that's performing reasonably well for Hellborn.
The Defiler taking out the stacks there. She's going to make her way back to the mid lane. Still only at about 315 gold per minute. But she's level 7 now.
Puppet Master 42. Monarch just really have to watch out here in the bottom lane.
Useless on the Monarch here. There's the Puppet Show on the Rhapsody. Release the Kraken. Only catching the Rhapsody. And they will turn it around, keeping Monarch alive. Now Engineer is here. Kinesis could be in some trouble. There's a turret. I think Kinesis should fall here, pending a few auto attacks. And Calamity, she will be just fine.
Smackdown.
So they do get 2 kills here. As I see.
Yeah, alright, SAU bringing it back.
Rotations here. Oh, Defiler.
Haste the Defiler though.
Oh yeah, haste on the Defiler here. She's gonna activate the ultimate there. Engineer could be in some trouble. Look at the damage coming in from the Unholy Expulsion. Oh, but she might get turned on. 4 players are here, and she will actually overstay her welcome. The crowd control was a bit too much there, and even with the haste turn, he still falls. So, Engineer actually staying alive from the Monarch Chrysalis there, proving to be quite powerful.
So the Monarch Chrysalis really doing work in the bottom lane as well. I mean, in my mind, Monarch shouldn't have been alive after what happened to him under tower, right? He just tanked a full onslaught of spells from 3 heroes, and because he had Chrysalis up, he lived through it. Obviously, it's because of the cocoon, but that just goes to show you how strong of a spell that ability is, especially in early stages of the game.
Not the help our Legion team going to take the gold lead with that Defiler kill. About a 300 gold lead, but Hellborn's still in an experience lead of 1,000. Again, kind of similar to the previous game, very top heavy in gold per minute for the Legion side. Puppet starting to recover, he's on 250 gold per minute, not the most impressive as the 0-3 stat line, but a lot of spread farm across the board as Kraken uses release the Kraken here in the top lane. Ulefunk couldn't get his trample off. I think he got feared up by the Solstice starting that one off.
Yep, but then he got restrained, right? The old Whirlpool restrain is now a thing.
Oh yeah.
And prevented the trample from coming out, so.
So yeah, it's very more or less even across the board for Hellborn. They don't really have anyone doing that well. It's just everyone doing kind of moderately well.
The Hellborn team?
Yeah, in gold per minute. You have 3 cores around 300 gold per minute. But we have the Kraken and the Solstice both doing very well. He's gonna get caught here by a keg, pushes him out of the charge. He's gonna get the lift off. We'll see if the TP support comes in time as the crystal's gonna be removed there from Monarch. Here comes the ghost damage from Defiler. They're trying to get more kills here. It is a Kinesis for a Kraken trade. Kexton not gonna hit. Monarch does go down. Engineer goes down as well. It's a double tap, and this can turn into Tower gonna fall here as well. Solstice needs to be careful. He's hanging around the area. If they pick up on this or not, but
the Hellborn have destroyed the Legion Tower.
Hopefully he's going to get to the medium camp here. Well, he will be just fine for now.
Yeah, that was a humongous swing, by the way. Just getting that 3 kills for just little old Kinesis plus 2 tier 1 towers. I mean, suddenly a very even golden XP game has just been completely uprooted, and now X-Arc has a 4K gold lead, which is very significant 11 minutes into the game. So not really sure what items they picked up with this gold lead, just kind of polishing off some kind of tier 1 lane items like Energizer and Brass Knuckles on Calamity and Plated Greaves and whatnot. But
yeah, he likes to go these early build-up items. I think we will see him go for the Dawnbringer, but for now, he likes to get the build-up items. You see Kinesis in a very aggressive spot here. No lift, though, as he does miss the keg stun, as they are pressuring that tier 1 tower in the mid lane. He's thinking about joining the team, but for now she's staying on the bottom lane. He's going to find that ward of sight there. But we we have all 5 players here in the area. They want to defend this tower. We'll see if Exarch does decide to fall back. Again, Calamity in the bottom lane. But what concerns me is the Puppet Master. He's farming easy camps and hard camps really without a farming item right now. He's only level 6. And this is not going to really help to increase his farm. He really needs to sit on the lane somewhere for now before he gets a core item picked up. So it is very troublesome to me, the difference between Calamity and Puppet Master. And we also can't forget that there is a Defiler, which also does scale quite well. But Kraken, he's got a lot of build-up. He's about halfway to his portal key. I think it's safe to say the Kraken portal key could definitely make a big impact moving forward.
Solstice is also close to an item of his choice as well.
What do you think
I'm not really sure. Well, I've been seeing a lot of Elder Parasite on this hero lately. I'm not really sure if it's the ideal setup or not, but you know, it's something that I see.
With an Elder Parasite Solstice.
Right.
Bottom lane, they're gonna take out the Puppet Master. That was Kinesis starting it off with the lift. Maybe even actually Calamity catching him with the Sunder's Vault.
Yeah, the Sunder's Vault is on cooldown. I missed it, but
continues to struggle here as he falls now to 0 and 4 on the Puppet Master. Meanwhile, top lane, release the Kraken, gonna catch Cthulhu Fawn. Keg stun knocks him out, but not gonna matter. The numbers advantage was there.
Yeah, they are gonna make progress, steady progress towards these items for Kraken and Solstice. I'm really curious what
Double
Solstice
damage to
is
Filer.
getting.
Meanwhile, mid lane, we have an initiation here in the jungle. Monarch getting caught by the Kinesis. The team support is making its way over. Nope, Marcher's on the Monarch. It tries the direct pathing.
Gosh,
through
I just
the trees,
noticed the no Marcher.
you cannot direct pathing dragons. They are going to take you out. We have Kraken going to charge up the mid lane.
Tower.
Some more momentum being built here by Exarch.
It's the three tier 1 towers are just making such a huge difference. There's now a Gnome's Wisdom finished on Defiler.
Yep.
You know, every single one of these support heroes has got their Marchers. You know, looks like Rhapsody is making her way towards the tablet, which is going to be a nice little item to have. Not as effective against Kraken as it once was, but you know, tablet is always a welcome presence on any support hero. It's an item that is never bad.
We're gonna fall here. We see the lead up to 7,000. There's the Lightbrand on Calamity, so she's gonna now go the farming route. Has the 5 Knuckles charges as well. They're making their way to bottom, and I really like what Exarch is doing here. They're just grouping up and taking the objectives for now, as they're kind of expanding their lead by quite a bit here.
Yeah, and now Solstice. Oh, okay, interesting. Solstice did buy a portal key, but it looks like he sold it. He's got 3,000 gold now, so I thought that the item to go for a little bit was portal key, but he thought better against it. Decided kind of a more heavy core roll.
They're going to try to push this tier 1 tower. Now, Kraken is getting really close to the portal key. We see Hellborn going to try to force high ground here. They have Defiler ultimate in 7 seconds. It is only a level 1 ghost ultimate, but Cthulhu Fawn is leading the front line here with the Shaman's Headdress. We'll see if they decide to fall back here or not. Kraken is going in here. I don't know, was he invis and got spotted on the rev? A little bit curious there. Solstice goes in with the portal key. Energy field is down in the background, only catching the Calamity. Solstice is going to fall. It is a 2-0 fight for now. The Crystal's going to keep alive the Puppet Masters. The Wave of Death was about to take her out. Meanwhile, Engineer goes down in the back line, and it's 3 kills going the way of Exarch as they force the first buyback off of the Solstice. And ghosts are up from Defiler, John. This is a level 1 ultimate, as I did say, but the tower is going to fall. We could have a potential Rax fight here at the 16-minute mark. Here's the Solstice ultimate being channeled. It's going to hit onto several heroes. They're going to get the stun initiation as well. Here's the protected Melody as Kraken gets lifted up. The Melody's going to be a full duration. It's going to keep them alive for now. Cthulhu Fawn, is he going to go down in the back line, as they did also lose the Rhapsody, and it's going to be disaster for the Hellborn side as they do lose the Defiler as well as the Calamity, and they only get the Kraken kill there as well as the Puppet Master. But the big picture is the Raxes are held, and a huge Solstice ultimate coming in from the side of SAU.
Okay, yeah, this, you know, you were going on and on because that team fight was just absolutely insane, but what I was thinking in my head leading up to that was, this is the moment that Legion has to pounce upon in order to turn this game, because prior to all that happening, you know, it was really, really ugly, right? You had Kraken go in with that haste rune and try to get his abilities off, just gets caught by a Cthulhu Bunt stun. This is before they even make the Rax push. Solstice follows up, ends up dying, right? Right after buying a portal key, then buys back. So it's like, okay, you're all in now, Solstice. And so I'm thinking, how are you going to defend this? How are you going to make it worth it?
We have a fight
He gets
brewing
the
here. Solstice
5,
gonna
man.
stun. No, he cancels the charge. Stream of Madness is activated here as they're now trying to pick the target being the Kinesis here. Crippling Pollen gonna catch him out. But no portal key up on the Kraken. We have Defiler charging in the front line. She has that Gnome's Wisdom. Here comes the Thunder's Fall, and they will get 3 kills here with the big explosion. As Defiler gonna clean up some jungle camps here. We have the second buyback from the Solstice. By the way, Kraken and Solstice both bought back in that previous fight. This is Solstice's second buyback. Kraken is going to fall here. Just short of his portal key timing once again. There's the Firebrand. So the steering light picked up by Calamity. We have a lift on the engineer. This could be another kill. He has no, or he does have the energy field, but he is going to fall, and they take it out. Ghosts are down for another minute. Is this going to be a Rax kill here as we have another Solstice ultimate being channeled? It's going to land onto 3 heroes once again. The Defiler is going to hold her ground for now. The slow from the Kraken comes out. He charges in the front lines, but Kraken, he gets to release the Kraken on the Defiler. He trades himself for that Defiler. Solstice getting a Chrysalis. Will he be able to hold his ground here? He will not. Calamity charging into the front lines, and the GGs are called, John. We are going to have a Game 3 here in our last round of 1 best of 3 as Exarch takes Game 2 over SAU.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't even, I mean, the end of that game was just so insane. I didn't even get to finish my thought on the first Rax defense that was a swimming success for SAU before the next team fight broke out that ended up being a disaster for them, leading into more buybacks. That was almost another success for them once the Rax came under fire again, but just unfortunately, just a little too much from the way of, I guess, just items and survivability for Exarch, to where they were finally able to stage that that tier 3 push. And I don't even think they took out the Rax. They just, you know, SAU just decided to concede after they all fell. But yeah, I mean, the story of that game just ended up being kind of just the early tower advantage that Exarch was able to garner. You know, I think they at one point they had all tier 3 or all tier 1s taken. I did Exarch even not Exarch, did SAU even take a tier 1 tower that game? I think they got the top tier 1 at one point. It might have been their only tower. So yeah, just the gold acquisition from all of those outer towers and eventually the tier 3 tower was just a little too much to overcome, even though they got these beautiful Solstice ultis there at the end of the game. It just wasn't enough. So
Yeah, it was definitely some nice Solstice ultimates, unfortunately falling a little short, but we're gonna have to go on a quick break here. We got Game 3 coming up. You don't want to miss it, ladies and gentlemen. The last match of round 1 in the last series coming up between SAU and Exarch. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone, to ClanTour 3.0. We are here with our last match of the day, the last series. We're in a best of 3 coming at you between Exarch on the Legion side, taking on once again Slavic Angels United here on the Hellborn side, all tied up at 1 apiece. Winner takes the series and moves on to semifinal number 2 to meet White Flag Gamers, who previously won their round 1 best of 3 match. Once again, what you got rejoined by EZfullClan. John, what's happening? Who's winning? Break it down for me.
well, first of all, this is the last match of like how many games have we casted today? Is this like number 9
Let's
or
just say
something?
10 or something
It's
like
been a
that.
long day. Okay, I'm actually surprised that we're at the tail end of it. That we made it for one, but impressive showing from both of these teams. You know, it's our second Game 3 of the day for a series, and both of them played really, really well. You know, and their respective victories. You know, just like with commanding leads. So I'm not really sure what's in store for game number 3 as far as what each team is going to incorporate strategy-wise. All I know is that they are fully capable of running each other down and getting each other's number. So, um, you know, we'll just have to wait and see exactly how they execute and strategize.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a pretty exciting game 3 here. We'll see what the two teams bring us to the table as we got the bands done. So we'll go over them as always. Monarch, Andromeda, and the Gladiator. Banned out from our Hellborn side here. Electrician, the Chipper, and Master of Arms will be banned out from the Legion side. Does anything need explaining throughout those 6 bans?
No, I mean, I think every single one of those bands has been, we've either seen it before or talked about it at length, or both. So I don't think so. I think they're really, really straightforward bands. And then, just this first pick, Rally and Rhapsody, nothing too unusual, I think. Actually, I would say it's a little bit unusual. I don't really see Rally as a first pick hero, do you?
I think it's okay. I mean, the thing with Rally is we could see him played in position 3 or position 4. So it doesn't quite give away anything just yet, especially only picking up the one hero here. I know that they do like to run it in position 4, but it would not surprise me to see them put it in a core role. With that being said, Rally is quite good for both offensive and defensive purposes because you can use Compel on allies, so quite a good hero, very flexible. Um, we'll have to wait and see how they run it. But one more pick coming up for Legion. We'll see if they continue a similar game plan as they did in game 2. They're going to go ahead and pick up the Behemoth. So do you think that will be a support Behemoth, or do you think we'll see offlane position 3 Behemoth in its place?
Um, that's a really good question. I actually think that, man, I think that that's going to be Math. I'm pretty sure Math Pro is going to pilot that Behemoth, and I think he does a lot of roaming. Whether or not he's going to pick kind of that long lane solo role and choose to roam from there if he can't get anything out of lane, or just kind of start roaming outright as kind of the position 4 hero in the tri lane, I'm not really sure. I honestly think that position 5 is more his style. Not position 5, excuse me. Position 3 is more his style. Just
Okay.
putting himself in risky positions and man up lanes and everything, and then just trying to go for the outplay, and if it doesn't work, eventually transitioning into that roaming style play. So, yeah, I think I'm going with offlane Behemoth, but it could be either one.
Okay, so we have a Nymphora into an Oogie pick. So they are going to pick up their carry here in the first 3 picks. We saw Oogie today. I think we've seen a lot of Oogie bans as well. And I think in the last series with B Pro and White Flag, we saw Oogie come up a little bit short, but did show that he was quite prominent in that game. Um, I'm going to be interested to see what they do decide to finish off the lineup here around the Oogie with. But we already have the bands almost finished here. Do you want to talk about the Oogie and Nymph picks at all, or should we just go on to the bands here?
I mean, I think you kind of said it best that Oogie actually made a pretty impressive showing at the beginning of that match that he was featured in, and I think it was Backdoor Protocol that had him
Right.
in their hands. Had a really, really impressive showing for a while, but unfortunately just didn't carry through to the end of the game. Just I think in that particular match, he was kind of the lone core going against a pretty farm tri-core and just didn't have
Yeah.
the items to be able to stand toe to toe with those 3 heroes. Um, I love Nymphora as a hero. I think that any kind of setup stun, it just pairs extremely well with it. Zeal, Nymphora's Zeal is a super long range stun that isn't exactly the easiest thing to land on its own, but if you have a setup stun into a Zeal and Pod combo, it's really huge. She gives the huge lane sustain to basically anybody she's with, including Oogie.
Yep.
um, it's for easy farming of jungle stacks. But then she's got that X factor, right? Kind of mention it, in passing a few times, but X factor abilities like the Nymphora port are really just a styles of abilities that really just turn everything on its head and just allow you to make some of the biggest and most memorable plays that can just completely swing a losing game. So you love to see whenever the X Factor ability comes and makes its presence felt. So I'm looking forward to that.
Okay, we'll quickly go over the bands here. We got some picks already happening. Pebbles, Adrenaline, and Drunken Master. So 3 strength cores addressed here from Legion. Lord Sulphurus, Puppet Master, and Clank. So once again, the Clank's band and the puppet on top of that one. Do any of these bands really? I mean, we talked about the Clanks throughout the series here, so I guess we don't really need to discuss that one. But any of the other ones sticking out?
Well, we already talked about the adrenaline being banned last match, and
Right.
I already kind of mentioned that I don't really understand this hero that well, so I'm not gonna go over it too much again. But obviously, the South Forest ban, was dished
Counter to
out
the
because they
Oogie.
haven't,
Yep.
yeah, it was because they are piloting Oogie this game. Um, I think that Puppet Master is kind of an interesting band to see come out, but it also makes a lot of sense because it's just another. It's a kind of hero that can assist in bursting down Oogie in the early stages of the game and kind of take away his ability to snowball into
Yeah.
this mean and scary machine that he can become if he's able to, just get even the most modest of starts, right?
Yep.
You know, and so the Puppet Master ban makes a lot of sense. Then obviously we have Clanks getting banned out because they just haven't allowed, I guess, Lucius to play Clanks at all in this series, and they don't want to start with the last game. So yeah,
Okay, well, let's go over the next couple of picks. We're almost done. They are going to go again with Defiler and Calamity. So the dual core of the two heroes worked in game 2. They're going to try it once again here in game 3.
they have
We saw
Defiler again too.
we saw something like that in the last series with B Pro and White Flag, where they tried the same core heroes. I think it was the Hammerstorm and the Sulphurus. It didn't work out the second time, so we'll have to see if they can execute this once again to perfection. But they are going up against the Oogie single core here, so we'll see if the duo core does prevail. The last pick for Legion will be the Bullets, so they pick up another support. This does look to me like it will be a position 3 behemoth. So they have more or less 3 supports in the team with 2 very good scaling core heroes. And then on the Hellborn side, I don't think we mentioned the Midas pick into Aluna. So they are going to go with core Midas. And it looks like we'll have core Rally this time. So not a position 4 Rally. We will have the Aluna and Nymphora supports.
Let's get it
So
on.
take me through the 2 lineups, John.
Well, I mean, it does look like a pretty cut and dry tri-lane setup. Actually, I should kind of walk that back a little bit. I think that both teams actually have the ability to run a tri-lane if they want, as it looks like 5-man port into the bottom lane for Legion, really, really trying to get an early advantage if they
Wow.
can.
That's 250 gold they're going to commit here
Yeah,
down in the bot lane. Maybe expecting, we did see the 3-man port from SAU in one of the previous games. I think it was actually last game where they tried to kill the Rhapsody. So maybe they were kind of anticipating something like that once again. But
uh-huh.
unfortunately, it's not going to find them a hero here as they were looking for a bloodlust. So more or less, they
Yeah,
kind of dumped 250 gold down the drain, but not going to be too much harm done, of course. That's just 1 creep kill per person.
yeah,
We see
spread across
Rally,
5 heroes, it's not really that huge, but
right. We see Rally already in a pretty offensive position, maybe trying to get a pull off. I think he might get spotted here. We'll have to see which way these heroes walk, but Defiler headed to the mid lane. Behemoth does pick up the Marcher, so he will not be contesting the off lane. He will be just looking to get experience. We have the defensive tri-lane of Blitz, Rhapsody, and Calamity here for the Hellborn side. And then we have
yeah.
Midas in the mid lane for Hellborn going up against that Defiler. We have Oogie, Nymphora, and Aluna in the top lane. So is there a side that this lineup kind of favors doing the defensive tri-lanes versus the solos here?
I think that I'm going to say that the defensive tri-lane actually favors the Hellborn side just because of how good Oogie is as a farming hero with, just like a modest gold start, right? He just gets like
Yep.
mana boots and As soon as he gets like mana boots and gnomes, he's just like living in the jungle and with full
Rally
sustain.
gonna compel down the cliff here. Rhapsody gonna run into him. He throws out some staccatos. I think they can bring down the rally. He doesn't have a TP or anything like that. He's in a very deep position here next to the Legion base. If he actually manages to get out of this, now there is Behemoth making his way over here. This could be our Bloodlust kill. We'll see if they can line this up. The creep wave actually following. He's gonna die to the creep, so it doesn't actually give Bloodlust for now.
Right.
A lot of heroes chasing him there.
Yeah, and Behemoth kind of misses that first wave in the top lane as well, so... Yeah, they had to commit actually a lot to that chase and didn't actually get what they wanted out of it, so it was a pretty decent play by Rally, who's actually able to, you know, pull this medium camp over here and kind of quietly kill it without being contested. So I don't think that was a bad play by Rally at all, and actually, did you see where that creep wave of his ended up, the one that he pulled? Where did it end up going?
I think it went back bottom. I'm not actually sure. They have
That's what it
double
looked. Yeah,
wave
I think you're
down
right.
here.
Yeah, I think it did come back bot. So he ends up getting
Rally's
that
gonna
experience.
get a lot of experience
anyway,
here. They should look to try to box him off the creeps. I feel like, but they're gonna play this kind of defensively. He's gonna get level 3 here from this double wave. So even though he died to the tower, he's gonna get pretty good experience here.
Also get 6 creep kills out of that as well. I mean, that was
Behemoth could be in
really
some
nice
trouble
for
here
him.
as Aluna and Nymphora are boxing him out, but he does have the Marchers, so I think he'll be fine.
But yeah, I mean, in general, I like both of these drafts. I mean, I think that they both are really just solid all-around drafts. You know, I think that Oogie is definitely has an edge in terms of position 1 over Calamity, but Calamity is a pretty scary hero if she's able to get a good start as well. She just runs people down with the dragons and just does this ridiculous chip damage over time. And then obviously, you know, the Sunder's Vault is a really nice tool for, you know, just keeping a team fight kind of condensed and the possibility for a Behemoth Shockwave follow-up. So
In the lane, we had a transmute landing on the Defiler. She holds her ground though. She's gonna use the illusion rune that she has bottled up. She got the first rune here. Currently on 17 and 5 against a 13 and 3 Midas, so she is winning the middle lane. It's kind of boxing out Midas here. He throws out a slow. Now he cannot use the bottle for the elemental warp, but Defiler going to be a little bit too far there to follow it up.
yeah, things are going pretty slow following that that rally chase in this game at the moment, but you know, farm is pretty even between Calamity and Oogie, but I already mentioned how Oogie kind of just has like has an advantage.
Actually, no, that was the illusion Defiler. Sorry, getting a little long of a day, so illusions are looking like real heroes at the moment.
Behemoth is going to find himself in kind of a troublesome position.
Oh, he could be the Bloodlust kill here. Midas gets the Bloodlust. And he gets caught away from the tower there.
So that's going to be a nice little bonus for Midas, who, as you said, kind of was not doing so hot in the mid lane as far as creep score is concerned, but with that Bloodlust, he is more or less in the same spot as Defiler, a little bit behind, obviously on levels as well, but now that he's level 4 with the Transmute, they might be able to set something up on Defiler prior to him hitting level 6, but unfortunately Aluna is just a little bit too low. That Ghost Marcher's finished on Calamity, so Rally is going to have a hard time staying in lane. But he's doing fantastic. I mean, this creep wave under tower at this point, I think that this is going to be level 6 for Rally.
He's definitely getting a lot more experience compared to Behemoth, but also creep kills. So 14 and 2 against the 4 and 0. We'll see the difference in the offlaners there. That's going to be a big part of the lead for the Hellborn side.
Yeah, he
So
has
both
his
the
ulti
Defiler
now.
and the Calamity doing well compared to the Oogie and the Midas.
Midas coming into the jungle, deciding to take out a stack. Defiler knows about it though.
Here. Yeah, he goes for the Chalice here, doesn't go for the Marchers. A little bit of a greedier route. I see some rotations from the supports here. I'm gonna try to get this Midas kill. The wave I think was disjointed by the Elemental Warp. Nymphora and Defiler are going at it. He's trying to line up the stun, he's gonna miss it. And Midas is gonna go down, he gets chased down by the Blitz. Now Defiler is going at it with Nymphora, but Oogie and Aluna are here in the area. Tarkwake is gonna hit there. And the second one also, the power throw not gonna be needed. Blitz slowing up the Aluna here. He has a golden apple as well. Tarkwake comes out. Matt's going to take out Ramensky there as Rally comes in with a compel. Pretty chaotic fight. Ends up being a 3-for-2 here in favor of the Legion side. They lose the Blitz and the Defiler for the Aluna, the Nymphora, and the Midas.
Yeah, I'm not really sure who that goes to. Seems like, you know, Hellborn lost more heroes, but
We get picked up a double tap, so maybe
yeah,
the snowball
exactly.
is a little bit better here.
Got a triple stack as well, and and killed Defiler, who was having a much better time in lane than Midas. And Midas actually, you know, though Midas fell,
Rhapsody could be in some trouble here. She's gonna get slammed. Gets caught a little bit out there as she gets double stunned. Calamity obviously can't interrupt that slam. We'll see if she can get the tower here. It's not currently in deny range, but getting very close to it. Behemoth in the top lane is currently level 5. He's continuing to get experience here. Nymph gonna go for the Zeal stun. He's gonna line it up on the Behemoth. We have the Nymph pod down. It's gonna be a kill with the Tarquakes, and Oogie's now a serial killer. Picks up the 3rd kill here.
Oogie is at 560 GPM right now.
Oh yeah, very scary.
Yeah. You know, Calamity is having a decent time as well, but you
Middle
know.
lane here. Blitz is gonna speed himself away. They were trying to make a rotation here on the supported cast. Defiler also could get caught here as Rally sees him on the uphill. Midas is coming over. He's going to warp into position. Going to miss the transmute though. The ghosts are activated from Defiler with the Siphon Soul, and they're looking to turn this one around. There's the Fissure Stun, and it's going to backfire. The transmute missing there from the Hellborn side. Not going to get the kill on Defiler, and what a turn as they also get the bot tower with the Calamity there. 1600 gold lead now for the side of Exarch as the ghosts are still up for 10 more seconds. They could look to put some tower pressure out. Gonna force out the Khalifa fortification here. Blitz coming in with a dive in the behind the tower, and Behemoth secures the kill with the fissure there. So Aluna falls as well. And well, you talked about Oogie doing really well, John. Look at the supporting cast. It's more or less disastrous.
It's falling apart.
212 and below GPM for the rest of the team.
And I was just thinking in my head, you know, this is kind of a classic situation where you have this like really fantastic start for, you know, the position 1 hero on one team, whereas the supporting cast is struggling, and kind of just the enemy team as a whole is doing fairly well. And so this is basically the situation that we saw in game 2 of Backdoor Protocol. Was it game 2 or was it game 3?
I think it was game 3. It was the Oogie game with
yeah.
You're comparing this to the last Oogie game, right?
Yes, exactly.
That was game 3,
and it was the same situation, right? Where, you know, the Oogie lone carry was having a wonderful time just throughout most of the entire game. Just had this really crazy GPM. But the entirety of the enemy team was doing pretty much, you know, fantastic, and they just eventually were able to catch
Blitz gonna go in here with a stun. He actually gets fogged on the uphill. The Behemoth Fissure didn't initially start that off, but Blitz couldn't find the target there. He lost vision, unfortunately, so Midas gonna warp away to safety. Behemoth getting closer to his portal key, though. He's certainly saving up 1500 gold if there's a big item around the corner for Legion, it would be that. Zeal Stun gonna miss on the front end. There's the Lightning Shackles, ultimate shockwave comes out, they're gonna do some good damage. Behemoth gonna go down first, and now Defiler, she's on the chase with the Ghost Up Blitz. Is he gonna make the escape though, as Nymphora is gonna be sitting here on the easy camp. He can't actually see him, he's gonna go down to the creeps, and now Defiler is gonna go down as well. This was a great fight from Hellborn, John, as they overextended here. They're going to lose 3 players and not even pick up a single kill, as Nymphora did deny herself to the creeps there.
Yeah. And I was just thinking going into that fight, you know, you mentioned it, Behemoth is closing in on his portal key, and so I'm just thinking like, man, he's being really aggressive. I just feel like you should just try to diligently finish that item. You know, he was about 600 gold away from it, and he did end up getting a pretty good ulti off, but
Nymphield kept them kind of healthy there.
plus, you know, there wasn't really much stun tied to it because he's only got level 1 heavyweight, so
right.
Yeah, I just felt like he should have just been aiming to finish his portal key, which he's doing at the moment in the top lane, but he doesn't feel safe, so he's just going ahead and abandoning the lane.
So Defiler, do you think we'll see the Gnome's Wisdom again on the Defiler here in Game 3?
I think so. I think Gnome's Wisdom makes a lot of sense on this hero. She's always spamming Wave of Death, and just makes her tanky. And honestly, it makes the entire team tanky. We have a finished icon on Oogie, by the way, so this is something I wanted to see the last time we saw Oogie. I think I mentioned it then, so I'm happy to see it now. I think that, you know, having a fantastic start like this Oogie does, if he's just able to carry the momentum for himself through this early and mid stage and just stack up charges, he just becomes really, really formidable.
I'm gonna go for Plated Griefs here. Looks like he picked up a Shield of the 5. So he's gonna build some armor here against the Defiler.
And then I would say it's safe to say that he's gonna go for a Frostfield plate with his Amulet of the Exile, so.
We see the Energizer and Knuckles picked up on Calamity, so he's going the same item route as he did in Game 2. Gonna be picking up the Light Brand for the Dawnbringer here next. Currently on 490 gold per minute, he is leading the way for the Legion side, but Oogie, 600, almost 610 gold per minute, looking pretty scary here. We'll see if he decides to lead into a fight here. One thing I will say is I definitely don't like to see an icon get picked up and then you continue to farm it. It's kind of the same thing as like a portal key. When you get those kind of items, you usually want to make use of them right away. Whether or not it's you get 1 or 2 kills, but then you go back to farming. It's currently continuing to just continue to work on stacks for now, so we'll see if that changes here moving forward.
Yeah, and the problem with that too is he had such a wonderful timing on this icon. He, you know, if they forced a fight, let's just say they forced a fight mid, right? They would have done it prior to Behemoth having a portal key at this moment, but it seems like the next time that they choose to take an engagement, Behemoth is going to have a finish.
Bottom lane Rally going to get stunned up by the Rhapsody here. See the Dragon's doing some really good damage. He's going to go for the port out here, but the damage is going to be too much coming in from Calamity. Rhapsody actually gets credit for the kill. So I was going to mention how Rally was closing in on a portal key. Going to get slowed down here. He's only on 1200 now, as he was up to about 13 or 1400 gold. Behemoth, did he buy something? I feel like he had 2000 gold the last time.
Yeah, he did. I don't know what he bought.
Did he misbuy something? Because maybe he decided to go for a Chalice or something.
Yeah,
but
he did decide to go
at
for
the same
Chalice.
time, if you're going to do this, you should have been buying this a long time ago.
Right, exactly.
Why would you want to wait till you're 200 away from your portal key to choose to buy the Chalice there? We see a Nymph Port being channeled here. They're porting into the mid lane. They're going to go behind them. Ghosts are up from Defiler. They do take out the Illuna. He's going to sidestep the Zeal Stun, and he's going to make it to the team support. There's the Fissure on the Oogie. The heal pod is down in the background. It's going to blow up and deal some damage, but the Sunder's Vault holding Oogie in place. There's a huge slam combo with the Compel, taking out both the Defiler and the Behemoth there. And they do end up losing the Nymphora. Now Calamity is on the run. Hasted Midas. Is he going to go down here is the question. The Transmute going to light up on the Blitz, and the Compel going to save Midas for the time being. So it ends up being, I think, a 2-for-3 fight in favor of Hellborn. And Oogie picks up 3 icon charges. So
here we are, stacking
that's
charges.
what they were looking for.
Yep, and before Behemoth has a portal key, because he decided to go for Chalice. I'm not really sure if he would have had portal key before the start of that fight,
Probably not.
but yeah, I mean, he's just a
Middle
little bit
lane,
further
Aluna
away
could be in
now.
some trouble. She gets Fissure Stun, the Rhapsody Staccatos. She will go down. The ports in from the Legion side. Do you think that they could take out this tower here? They have Ghost in 20 seconds. Is it enough time here?
Hard to say. I mean, they're gonna have Midas comboing the wave as soon as it gets on the tower. They might still try. Yeah, it seems like they got it.
And we're gonna land on the Blitz. I think they maybe will get this tower.
The Legion have
Rally is
destroyed a
closing in on his
Hellborn
portal
tower.
key. Needs about another 2 creep kills here.
Firebrand finished on Calamity. You know, Oogie is... Oogie
3,000
basically...
gold.
Yeah, he basically has the Frostfield at this point. Not quite, but
Not
he's
quite,
really, really
but
close.
needs a bit more. They take out the Blitz actually. I missed that. He looks like he overextended there. Yeah, the tier 2 tower.
I think Behemoth is going to finish his portal key here at the bottom wave, so that's a nice thing to see.
We're gonna have a fight here at the top river. Really shows his portal key. There's the slam boat. Oh, but there's the protective melody preventing the damage. Thundersfall countering, and Midas is going to fall first. Oogie is here, but there is no Behemoth here, so we'll see if they decide to continue this fight. Aluna goes down in the background too. The Calamity. So despite the numbers advantage for the Hellborn side, a huge melody coming in from the Rhapsody, preventing that slam on the Defiler.
Plus, just taking that fight on that choke point proved to be really, really effective for Calamity's ulti. Just completely boxed out Oogie. So that was nice to see.
They're gonna pressure this tier 2 tower. Meanwhile, Blitz gets a solo kill there on the Nymphora. Uses the Lightning Shackles ultimate there. Tier 2 tower being worked on here by the Legion side. We'll see if they can defend this rally without an ultimate. Might go for a deny. I don't
The
think he's
Legion
gonna risk
have
that as he's
destroyed
only
a
half
Hellborn
life. So
tower.
we see some big momentum being picked up here by Exarch. The Oogie is still
Yep.
scary, but they have the Calamity upwards of 600 gold per minute now, John. Closing in on that Oogie,
Yep.
who's currently at
Closing the
640.
But Oogie is, so one thing that's kind of is going to show up is the Frostfield plate, and you know, one of the reasons why I would say Calamity has kind of shown up a little bit more on these team fights, despite having, or on top of having, you know, really, really good ulti placement, is the fact that Oogie has been pulling up this much gold. So as soon as he finishes this next item, the next team fight that you witness him in is going to be, it's going to be key. Whether or not it's...
rally here. He's got his combo ready to go. We'll see if they can defend this tower. Behemoth also smoked up in the back line, so ready for a counter initiation. Now they don't have a melody or a blitz ultimate for
The Legion
20 and
have
30 more
destroyed
seconds.
a
There's the full
Hellborn tower.
combo. Gonna be delivered soon to Calamity. She just picks it up. We have Oogie charging in. There's a shockwave though in the background. It catches only Midas, and he will not get the Fissure Stun off. There's the Thunder's Bolt in the background. Oogie's holding his ground though with the Primal Surge, as we have Blitz and the Behemoth both going down. First buyback by the Blitz. That's Oogie is now on the chase. He's gonna take out the Rhapsody, and it's an onslaught streak coming out for the Oogie. Calamity and Defiler now need to run, as there's gonna be a silence here on the rally, but Calamity's gonna get her TP stopped, and she will fall. It's a double tap coming out for the Oogie, but they want to go back in here. I don't know if that's the right decision, John, as Oogie is still proving to be very scary here. Blitz gonna use the Quicken, and he's gonna get himself out of this fight. As Defiler TP's away as well. They only got the Aluna here, a 1-for-3 trade to finish off this team fight.
Oh yeah, this is where the Oogie starts to show up, where he finished, you know, he started to get a few charges on his icon after he finished it, but now he's got his second item following the icon, and they're actually porting behind this Defiler in the bottom lane. Oh
yeah,
no.
Defiler could be in some trouble. She doesn't have a TP. He's trying to juke here, but Rally gonna catch her, and she will go down, so the Nymph Port coming into play.
The X Factor.
Gets another icon.
Just call it
charge
the
up
X
on
Factor.
Oogie.
Vindicate me. Or validate. Validate my terminology. It's the X Factor, man. I'm telling you.
We need
Is
to
she
see,
poor?
I think that they should get Tome to Behemoth. The level 9 Behemoth feels really underwhelming. We saw the Shockwave in that fight not really doing a whole lot. But he also doesn't have maxed out heavyweight yet, and I think they really lack the extra damage and lockdown from Behemoth right now.
he does need to get level 4 heavyweight. I know a lot of people like maxing Fisher on Behemoth, but I personally am one that likes to see heavyweight get maxed before Fisher. Maybe not fully maxed, like maybe, you know, 2 or 3 points in Fisher, but I really value heavyweight. You know, because
they're just gonna block off a Luna here. She's got the deja vu. Blitzstone comes out after. She goes down to the blitz there. We see 2 towers falling for Hellborn though. They take. It looks like the creeps got the tier 2 in the top, and then the team got the tier 1 in the bottom. So we see the gold lead shifting to the Hellborn side. And all of a sudden, the supporting cast has a bit more to show for there. More or less between 200 and 300 gold per minute across the board. Whereas it's starting to taper off a little bit for the supporting cast of Legion. Now, Defiler is still doing quite good. She's at 400. Picks up a light brand. Do you like the idea of her going for the Dawnbringer here?
I feel like she needs to tank up. She's extremely squishy for what her hero is kind of suited to do in this game, in my opinion. So I would have liked to have seen that last 2k gold go towards something like, who knows, just an item that gives some HP. I mean, Helm of the Black Legion comes to mind. But I think you know what I'm saying. Even something like a Soul Trap, or not a Soul Trap, a Dreamcatcher, right?
Dreamcatcher could have been quite good. Maybe even building a Dreamcatcher into a Behemoth's Art or something. We're gonna see the tier 2 tower being pressured here by Oogie. I don't think we'll see any resistance from Legion. This Oogie, I think you kind of want to avoid him for a little while. If they do give him any more icon charges, it might just get to be too much for them to handle.
It looks like he might just right-click a Shrunken Head here, though. I'm not really sure if he's going to stop at a Shrunken Head or decide to push for something like a Sheep. A Sheep could be really dangerous, though, if he decides to go that route. But he also, if he decides to get a Sheep, he is going to be able to catch somebody out and put them in a really tight spot. But he will also be assailable himself, right? Not having the Shrunken Head versus, I mean, the Legion lineup is pretty stun heavy and magic damage heavy. So
they're gonna go for the last outer tower here. Rhapsody, just kind of charging in there. We have Blitz. He's gonna get his Veil Drop broken, stuns up the Midas, but the deny does come in from Defiler. Good deny from the Legion side. They weren't looking to really necessarily commit to a fight here.
Buki is on near 700 GPM, so safe to say he's having a great time. Are they setting up to kill Kongor here? It looks like it.
Are we going to see Nullfire Blade on Calamity? He picks up a quick blade. I'm actually a little bit surprised. I thought he would be going for a Shrunken Head next.
I might feel like he needs to all in on damage in order to make these, in order to make something happen. I can't blame him entirely, but it is a Nullfire Blade that he's building into. I mean, it's really the only thing Quick Blade builds into, but he just got a Soul Scream ring.
So, I have a question for you, and I think, does the Dragons proc the mana burn from Nullfire Blade? I think that the Dawnbringer works. It should work, right? All the orb effects work on the Dragons?
So Dawnbringer gets procced.
I see Blitz getting caught here. Okay.
The Searing effect from Dawnbringer gets applied on any direct damage that your character does. So that's why it's going to stack up from the Dragon Spin. It's actually really fantastic on Calamity. Nullfire Blade is only going to get applied from the dragons whenever it procs Funeral Pyre. So dragons, yeah, any direct, I think any
Top
direct
lane,
damage.
Behemoth's gonna throw out a defensive fissure. Gonna go for the TP. Rally, he's gonna miss the stun here on Defiler. She's gonna go for the TP. They are all blocked off by the wall, and the slam not gonna be enough damage. That fissure wall from Behemoth was picture perfect, and they make the escape on both the Defiler and the Behemoth up there.
Yeah, so okay, Calamity does have a finished Nullfire Blade now, level 1. We'll see if he chooses to try and upgrade it, or maybe he will start to push for a Shrunken Head at this moment. Hellborn deciding to posture over here at Legion Kongor. Blitz is going to
get his
Rally.
Drop broken. He stuns up the Rally. There's the ultimate as well. They're going to try to tablet him, but he was facing the wrong way, and the fissure wall Again, very well placed from Behemoth,
That was
causing
extremely
issues for
nice.
the Hellborn side. They got kind of split off from each other. And the last few fissure walls have been very, very nice to see.
So I mentioned that it had the potential to come out, but confirmed sheepstick on Oogie. I'm not sure if you mentioned that.
Nope, I did not, so glad you spotted that one.
Yeah, so Oogie's got that sheepstick, and I would say it's probably safe to say at this point that he will go for a shrunken head.
Yeah. I agree,
No
I
question
think he does need that.
I don't even know if he necessarily needs it, honestly. He might be able to build into some other item that makes him even tankier. I mean, let's just say, let's just toy with the idea of like a Behemoth's heart, but yeah, Shrunken Head is certainly very good, so I imagine that's what he is going to go for. But
I just picked up a Sand Scepter. He's slowly starting to pick up his gold per minute. He's up to 367. Has his second tier of item here, following the portal key. You like the Sand Scepter pickup here?
let me think.
Purges Defiler Silence. We're gonna see Defiler get opened on here. There's the Melody from Rhapsody. It's gonna get cancelled rather quickly. Defiler's gonna go down as well. Thunder's Wall did come out, and it is a Champion of Newerth double tap streak for the Oogie, as they have not put a dent in his life bar. They are on the run now, and 3 players fell here in this fight, Sean. Behemoth did not go in with a shotgun as well, so we'll probably see the tier 2 tower get pushed here. Maybe even a Kongor steal, perhaps.
Yeah, it looks like they're going for Kongor, but to answer your question, I do like I do like the Sand Scepter. I think Sand Scepter does a lot this game. You mentioned Purging of the Silent, also able to purge something like Quicken, but just in general, some people might view it as a crutch, but you know, Sand Scepter leading into a Transmute combo there's something to say for that. You know, sometimes it feels like people are a little bit too good at sidestepping your Lion's Pride, Golden Salvo combos, so yeah, just having the guaranteed setup with the Sand Scepter is pretty nice, regardless of those other factors that make Sand Scepter useful.
Want to go over some Kong buffs there? We have from the Hellborn side, we have movement speed on Aluna ×2, stats on Nymphora, damage on Midas, movement speed on Rally, and movement speed on Oogie. Does anything surprise you there, or is that all pretty normal?
It's all pretty standard. I think that Midas kind of had a choice to go movement speed if he wants, but I actually like damage on him to just allow him to continuously one-shot creep waves as the game progresses, because that's just one of the things that this hero does extremely well, especially after getting a portal key. He's just kind of able to patiently sit on sides of the map if nothing is going on and just like one-shot a creep wave, walk off, go hide, and then just like set up for it again. And he's able to, because his abilities have such long range, I mean, during nighttime, he's actually able to do this from Fog of War, so you can't even actually see him doing that. So it's a really nice little playstyle that is available to Midas as he's going for it again right here. Just one shot the creep wave, walks away.
Sitting behind Defiler, more or less trying to bait her out. I think they're gonna show here on a couple of heroes. Oogie has a portal key sheepstick. He's gonna go in here on the Calamity. Rhapsody not in range for a Melody here. She's about to be in range. There's the Melody, but he walks out of the Melody range. And Behemoth didn't get the best shockwave either, so they do lose their Calamity here. And the bait is not gonna work out for them. Defiler now could also go down here. Rally is gonna hold his ground. Vinder not gonna take him out. Behemoth gonna fall as well. This bait was not working out here in their favor as they lose 4 players. They don't pick up a single kill. You see the Nym port. Gonna port them over to the middle lane, it looks like, where they will look to split push there and get the last remaining outer tower. So we're starting to see SAU kind of pull ahead here in game 3, John.
Yeah, and by the way, Oogie gets the PK instead of the Shrunken Head. Just makes a lot of sense to me as well. You know, Shrunken Head has a lot of usage, as it blocks pretty much every single spell on the Hellborn's or Legion side, but you know, Fat and Sexy on Oogie just saying that he doesn't actually need Shrunken Head in order to stay alive. He is so stacked with now 15 charges on his icon that he would rather just get in there and start the fight, which I can't blame him for. So
15 charges. What's the max that icon goes up to? It says 25.
yeah.
He's getting pretty close to a maxed icon there. If the game goes a little bit longer, we could maybe see a maxed out icon. See Shrunken Head picked up on Midas. Rally also with a Mighty Blade, so it looks like Shrunken Head's being built across the board.
Yeah,
Spirit
Calamity.
now picked up on a Luna.
I think you mentioned that Calamity's pushing for it. I see actually
Take on the Calamity here. Oogie catching him. We're not going to be able to bring him down. He does walk into the Tarquake, and they will get the Calamity once again. Blitz getting sniped out by the Tarquakes. He will fall as well. A double tap comes out for the Oogie. Rally going to let him a two-man compel stun, and it looks like we're going to have the game 3 finish here. Pretty anticlimactic though, but well, we kind of foresaw this happening for the last few minutes. Oogie finishes on 760 gold per minute, John. The Oogie was more or less unstoppable. I don't know if he died a single time. He did not.
He did not. I'm
finished
looking.
on
I'm still in the game.
13, 0, and 13. So very impressive performance there. But game 3 and the series will go to Slavic Angels United as they take out Exarch here 2-1. They are moving on to semifinal number 2, which will take place tomorrow, going up against White Flag Gamers. Final thoughts on Game 3 and the series as we have just concluded our coverage for day number 1.
Well, first of all, I also want to shout out Clantons for putting on ClanTour 3.0 and, you know, allowing me to be a part of it. It was a really, really great Saturday sitting down and casting Han with you, Wig. So really appreciate you guys giving me a seat in the co-caster chair rather. But yeah, I mean, that last series it was a good one. You know, we just saw the power of the Oogie in full force there. Kind of going a build that I really, really like with the icon build. And he did get it rolling pretty soon after he picked it up. I know you mentioned at one point that he went back to farming after he picked it up, but he started getting kit charges on it about a minute or two after he picked it up. But
Yep.
It was a really, really impressive showing from Fat and Sexy on Oogie, and I think that they kind of punished Exarch for trying to run the exact same kind of lineup again, as I think Exarch had like 3 of the same heroes from their previous lineup: Rhapsody Defiler, and Calamity.
Yeah.
So yeah, they just kind of saying, nah, you can't really run the same draft against us. We're gonna adjust, and then they did so very well. So really well played, and looking forward to seeing what SAU brings to the table in the semifinals tomorrow, and potentially the finals as well.
All right, so that's going to wrap up coverage for today. Again, we have 2 semifinals, best of 3 coming at you tomorrow. The first one will be starting at 3 p.m. Central European Time. That one will be Willowkeeper versus the Doghouse. And then later tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central European Time, we have White Flag Gamers taking on Slavic Angels United. And the winner of those 2 teams will face off in a best of 5 finals. And well, John, you're going to be joining me once again tomorrow for some games. And if you guys have not heard, Breaky CPK will be main shoutcasting tomorrow. So if you want to hear Breaky, make sure to come back tomorrow where we have more coverage in ClanTour 3.0. And before we do close out the day, I would like to once again shout out to Clantons for organizing ClanTour 3.0. Also, thanks to Frostburn and everyone who has donated and pitched in to the prize pool. Again, highlights of the tournament will be posted on tiktok.com/Clantons. So make sure to follow the TikTok page. Have a good night, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the coverage here today in ClanTour 3.0. We look forward to being back tomorrow with 2 semifinals and a best of 5 finals. Have a good night, and thank you all for tuning in.
Here we go. It's time for ClanTour 3.0. $1,000 and 20,000 gold coins on the line. The 8 best teams in Heroes of Newerth. 5 versus 5 tournament. Best out of 3 main event. Best out of 5 final. Main caster, What You Got, and Breaky CPK. The event is going down the 27th and 28th of November at twitch.tv/Clantons.
By that, they're looking to turn this one around on Geomancer, who did use his stun. Crystal Field is down, locking down Dampier. Will they have the Blacksmith rather? Dampier will jump in, he will get the 1 kill. He's trying to hold his ground with the Consume. Will he make it to safety? It looks like he will. The Dig Stun connecting onto both the Riptide and the Revenant. Here's the damage coming in from Donkey Kong as Silhouette joins the party, and they will bring down the Revenant. They will get the counter kill here onto Riftwalker, but here comes the 3-man mind trap coming in from Edge. Are you kidding me? Making a quad kill for Dude, and I think I might be losing my... They need Grip comes out on the Kong. Look at how low they are.
Oh my
Kraken
god.
and Electrician. Behemoth wants to go in. He
It's
could get a
gonna be
3-man
huge.
shockwave here. There's the 3-man shockwave coming in with the 2-man rather than Pharaoh, and it's a double tap coming in for Behemoth. Revenant is now on the run as they stole the Kongor there with that Behemoth shockwave, and huge plays coming in from the side of Fife. Will they get this Revenant kill? It doesn't look like it, but meanwhile, off in the jungle, Gemini gets a kill here on the Deadwood, and look at...
There's definitely going to be some kind of clash coming out. Master leading the train of pain that's going to come on top of Dr. Repulsor. Low stun, throws the stun in, but it's not going to be nearly enough to save him. However, the clash continues. Master, one more auto attack will finish up. Gets denied, actually, by the Dark Lady, but another falls on the Legion's side. Draconis trying to flap his wings and fly away. He does a little bit more damage, but he finally goes down, and now Chipper standing toe-to-toe against these, still battling it out. He'll fall. Rhapsody falls as well, though. King Clout wants to get the final hit on Torturer. Maybe gonna get a range here. Throws the Goblet. Needs one more. Not gonna be enough as Aluna's left behind, and Dutch Ownage, I think you're the one that's gonna get owned here in the end. Okay, well, so this is just, you know...
I missed that, but they're gonna have to jump here on the Clank. There's the swap coming out as we see the Flux jumping in with the pull. There is no Keeper Root being used. Just Eddie jumps in with the Keeper Root, and then Bubbles does fall, Luna does fall. There is double buyback coming in for both the Bubbles and the Bensington. Will they be able to hold this fight as the Shrunken Head not going to be used by Snooki there? He will fall, and he does have a buyback. So many buybacks being used. Can they bring down the Clanks as the Kelfield is holding him in place with the Shrunken Head down? And now it's going to be a quad kill coming out for a Clanks. Make it an annihilation as he does end up falling. Finally, the buybacks are just so many. The first buyback going to be used by the Clanks here. Will he buy the post as he rejoin the party? It looks like Clanks is here, and he is ready to fight. Solstice is on the run. He does not have a Shrunken Head, and Bubbles will also fall back as we have the first buyback coming in from the Solstice as well as the Magnus. What a chaotic fight. There's the second Keeper Root, and will it be enough to secure this team fight? The Keeper of the Forest will fall. Bensington, he is on the chase as the Clanks is pounding in the auto attacks. The GGs are called here, and game number 1 is gonna go